ideal matchup for both teams here tonight.
Puck is down, and we are off to action here at Gas South Arena. Gladiators win the opening draw. Chad Nychuk from the left circle scoots it to the right. Carabia outlets to the neutral zone, but that pass offline for McNamee, and 14 seconds in, we have our first whistle. It's an icing on the Gladiators, and we'll pay a visit to Ethan Hyder. He's the starting netminder for the Gladiators here today. Hyder, in his last outing, got the start in that 5-1 loss to the Everblades on Saturday. Stopped 27 of 32, but as we mentioned in the pregame show, last time Hyder gave up 5 goals in a single game, he went on a tear. 4-0 record, .75 goals against average, .971 save percentage, and a 2-0 shutout over these Everblades. 21 save shutout last Wednesday night. Looking for a bounce-back performance here today. Face-off to his right, the second of the night. Jack O'Brien will take it for Atlanta. Florida wins the face-off. Allen from the point takes a shot that's fought off by Hyder. Sandbrook from the right wing takes one, and that's blocked by O'Brien. Digging it off the wall was Lambden, but the Gladiators are able to weasel out to center. Here's McNamee with O'Brien. Centering feed, hits O'Brien. But the pass was a bit behind, and that play comes to an end. Florida tries to sneak in on the right side. Cole Sillinger burrows his way in deep and quickly has the puck swatted away. Moving up ice is Nychuk, drifting left from the wing. Pops it on goal to Cranley. He swipes it down the middle to Berzola, and the Everblades will peel back a bit. But they won't have much time to think. Cody Sylvester on the forecheck as the first line steps out, forces Florida in on the left side. They scoot it to the right corner. Needham works there to put it up top, looking for Landry. He's got him. Left side shot from Berzola, softly hits the end wall. Yoder will pitch it to his right for Walter. Will scramble back and angle it off the end wall to Conroy. Up the left wing they go. Cross-ice feed from Sylvester makes its way to Yoder. He'll gain the red line and wire it in. Florida will handle the puck and quickly charge back up ice. Anthony Romano from the neutral zone floats it into the far corner. Warzek gets there first. Slides it to Denemy. Pass up ice is intercepted as a shot goes off the side of the net. As lurking there was Anthony Romano, and that is a guy that you do not want to cough up the puck to, Andrew. Romano, the team leader for the Everblades, in points with 40 and assists with 23, and he's got 17 goals as well, and he has been on a tear. 6 goals, 7 assists in his last 7, and he had 1 goal and 1 assist in the Saturday game the last time these two teams met.
Yeah, smart freeze there by Hyder. Gladiators, a little trouble getting out of their own zone there. Puck makes its way to Hyder. He says, I'm going to cover this one, hold for a face-off, let my guys reset here. Smart by the goaltender.
Face-off will be to Hyder's left. Cipollone and the third line on. Kalen Lind not in the lineup here today. Suffered a minor injury last night in Greensboro, so he is out. And in is Riley Appelt. We'll see him on the fourth line here today as Carson Denemy moves into that left wing slot on the third wing, on the third line. Face-off will be to the right of Hyder. Cipollone will take this face-off. Orzek and Jarvis are the D pairing. Cipollone to take this against Jet Jones is the 271's duel, and the Gladiator is the victor. Atlanta looks up ice from the left wing. They'll chuck it across to the right, pass just ahead of Cipollone from Jarvis. Gladiators try and bully their way in, but Florida having none of it. They will move it to Sandbrook from the right circle. He'll look up ice, find the trailer, as Curtis Henry finds Reed Duke on the right wing. They'll put it behind the net. Denemy gets there for Atlanta. Locates Jarvis along the left wing. He'll slot it to center circle for Francis. He'll hit Cipollone on the run. Cipollone's return feed hits the stick of Sandbrook and goes into the far corner. Francis working there, fights to get the puck to Cipollone. He'll knock it up top for a shot by Appelt. That's steered away by Cranley. Bodies converge in the near corner. Appelt lays a check on Jet Jones. Puck is dislodged behind the net. Everblades will roll it in front of their own bench as Appelt throws another check, this time on Duke. Riley Appelt making his presence known here today as the Everblades float it back out to center. And a roll to Carabia. Move it to Nychuk on the left side. Nychuk in the midst of a 3-game point streak. As it cut off his stick in the neutral zone, it'll tumble back to Carabia. He returns it to Nychuk. Feed it to his right, to Carabia once more. Chips it over the red line for Scardina. Quick pass to the inside, doesn't make its way to Nolan. As there to intercept it was Kyle Penny for Florida. He'll chip it behind Hyder. Conroy will scoop it to the right wing. Nolan working there, sees it spin back behind his netminder. Conroy back to retrieve again. The Yale product along the left wing takes a check from Penny, not before rolling the puck out to the neutral zone. McNamee finishes the job and punches it behind Cranley. Waiting there is Landry, looking up ice. Angles it off the right wing wall on time for Nurse. Had a goal in the last affair between these two clubs. He'll go around the net from the far wing, looks to center, puts it to the line for Henry. Returns it to Nurse, dangles at the top of the slot, and he's rubbed off the puck, and we have our first penalty of the night with 16-16 on the game clock in the first period.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a slash on Ryan Conroy here. Nurse makes a move to the outside. Conroy, a little too much stick work on him. Gladiators going to be short early here.
Gladiators went 3 for 4 on the penalty kill last night in Greensboro, and for Atlanta, at one point in time this season, the penalty kill was their bread and butter, but over the last 13 games or so since the new year, this penalty kill has been averaging about 73% success rate. On the season, operates at 80.3%, 22nd best in the ECHL. This Florida power play, 18.3%, 20th in the ECHL. Florida wins the faceoff to start the power play with Conroy in the box. Sandbrook from the left point takes a shot. Hyder able to turn it away through a screen. Behind the net, Everblades look to cycle. Good active stick by Nychuk, pinches it away. Chow gets back in front of it. Return possession to Florida. From the right wing, feeds it to the slot. Hits a stick and Orzek will clear. Good start on the PK for the Gladiators. Long pass, almost connected with Needham, but he was going to be offside as that puck made its way to him. So instead, he just lets it go down as an icing. And Andrew, I think that might have been a bit of a miscue there from Needham. I think he would have been better off if he was just caught for offside there instead of letting that go down as an icing, because instead of a face-off at the Gladiator blue line, Florida on the power play is pressed all the way back to their own end.
Yeah, Cranley and Needham just not on the same page there. Cranley looking for that outlet past the goaltender from his own net. Needham was looking to gain speed in the neutral zone, and just miscommunication between the winger and the goaltender ends up with a face-off in their zone.
Gladiators on the Beaver Toyota Mazda penalty kill for the first time tonight. 1:20 left on the sentence to Conroy as Sambrook rolls it over the center circle. We'll go around the boards to the near corner. Everblades reverse it to the far side. Needham scampering in a race with Yoder. Those two jockey for it on the far wall. Yoder able to peel it away. Connect with Jarvis behind the net. He'll hammer it to the line and out. Lambden unable to keep. We'll go all the way down to Cranley. Both teams taking an opportunity to get fresh blood on for the Gladiators. The 4 penalty killers are Nolan, Young, Nychuk, and Orzek. As a centering feed for a shot is turned away by Hyder. Loose puck in the slot is swept to the near wall. At the line, Landry takes a shot. That's blocked by Orzek. He'll try and punch it out, but it's held in. Sillinger to Betts, right circle, feed to the slot. Broken up by Nychuk and swept to the line. Keeping it there is Landry. He'll plunge into the near corner as they knock it back up top to Jones. From the right point, tries to connect with Duke. Puck rolls off of his stick as the Everblades will push it to the left wing wall. Sillinger there, quickly to Jones from the left circle. Forced to the outside, deals it to the line. Now at the right circle, it's Duke. He'll take a shot. Hyder fights it off. Rebound goes to Nolan, and he will clear. And that'll do it for the penalty to Conroy. Gladiators 1 for 1 on the night on the Beaver Toyota Mazda penalty kill.
Yeah, just a huge kill there by Ethan Hyder. You know, your best penalty killer's got to be your goaltender, and Ethan Hyder certainly was there. A couple of big stops towards the end of that kill.
Puck will go into the far corner. Jarvis able to toss off a check from Lansdale. Sneaky evasion from Jarvis. Francis looks to do the same and does. Lansdale trying to bulldoze the Gladiators in their own end, but Atlanta with a keen eye able to escape out to the neutral zone. Here is Francis turning on the Jets, cuts to the inside and is wrapped up by Henry. And that play will come to an end. From the left wing, it's Berzola now, bursting to the goal line and centering. Pass too far in front of Lansdale. Goes to the slot and is helped out to the neutral zone by Denemy. 13:28 left in the first period. Still no score between these two South Division rivals. 1-2 in the division entering the night. Shot by Berzola, goes wide of Hyder. Has the rebound on the far wall. Plugs it across to the right point for Penny. He'll take a shot from there that's blocked by Conroy. They'll skate up ice, gain center circle, and get hit in the knee, and that'll draw a penalty by Needham. Thankfully, Conroy appears to be all right, but that was a knee-on-knee hit right at center circle. and Needham will take a seat. The Gladiators to the Eco-Electric power play when we come back to Gas South Arena with 13:05 left in the first.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear. We made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down. We go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in, and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, and partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
Gladiators to the Eco-Electric power play for the first time tonight. This Gladiators penalty power play went 3 for 4 last night in Greensboro, notching a season-high 3 power play goals in a single game. Jumped from 15th in the ECHL to 7th, 20.6% on the season. Going up against a Florida penalty kill that operates at 87.4%, the second best in the ECHL. And Florida does open this sequence with a clear. Nychuk will motor from the back end. Get things started on this power play. O'Brien pass to the middle. Walter on the doorstep finds Alex Young, and he scores. The Gladiators waste no time on the power play. They score 17 seconds into it, and Alex Young gives Atlanta a 1-0 lead.
Great zone entry there by the Gladiators. O'Brien cutting out wide, gives it to Walter in the middle. Isaac Walter fakes the shot, finds Alex Young backdoor, and the Gladiators with an early lead from their power play.
You hit the nail on the head right there, Andrew. That whole sequence starts because of that beautiful zone entry on the power play. And the Gladiators just work their way to the inside. Coming in on the left wing, Alex Young for the one punch right in front of Cranley. He has got the opening goal of the game, and Atlanta has a 1-0 lead with 12:38 left in the first. Nolan from the right wing took a check, has to pick up his stick. As flying through the neutral zone is Nurse. Drop pass for a shot. Hyder gobbles it up. 12:27 to go. As the Gladiators netminder makes his third save of the night.
Yeah, Guy, before the game I said that the Gladiators' power play against this Florida penalty kill was going to be a big test in this game for both sides. Gladiators an early 1-0 advantage in that facet of the game right now. Huge.
It only took them 17 seconds on the power play to get the job done. Again, that beautiful zone entry set up the goal from Alex Young. And now the Gladiators have struck first in this game. Atlanta scores first. They are dynamite this season. The record of 22-2-1. The Gladiators have scored first in just about 66% of their games, about 2/3. As Nychuk hauls the puck in front of Hyder, locates Denemy along the left wing. With some space to roam, Denemy tries to feed it to the slot, hits the leg of Henry and goes behind the net. Florida weasels out to the neutral zone. Pass is intercepted. Cipollone up ice. Backhand shot sticked away by Cranley. Jarvis puts the Cipollone puts the rebound up top to Jarvis. Now a shot by Francis is blocked by Henry. Florida escapes back out to center. At the red line, Cipollone in a sparring match with Lansdale, able to scoot it back to Jarvis, and the Gladiators have control. They'll work it down behind the net. Cranley is able to feed it to Allen. Quick pass up ice, and on the run is Duke. Use it to Jones. From the slot, puck is swiped away by Orzek. Off balance, falling on his backside, no problem. Orzek able to stick that away. Now McNamee flies down the right wing. Had a multi-goal performance last night. Finds the trailer in Conroy. Tried to return it to McNamee, but Lansdale cuts that off as Florida tosses back out the Atlanta blue line. 10:53 left in the first. They'll work it down to Cranley again. On his forehand, he shovels it to his left. Working up ice is Penny. O'Brien catches up to him. Florida tried to dump that in, but the Gladiators stuffed him at the blue line. Now Sambrook over center red. Blasts it from corner to corner. Young, the goal scorer, waiting on the far side as it chipped behind his own net. Puck will come to Conroy on the wall. He'll scoop it to the line where it will not be held in by the Everblades, despite a good effort. Gladiators look to take flight up ice. Puck bounces in front of Sylvester. Wasn't able to get an eye on it in time, as now the puck will be chucked into the Florida bench with 10:09 to go in the first. So Alex Young gets the goal for the Gladiators, his 14th of the season from Jack O'Brien and Chad Nychuk. And Alex Young has had a sensational sophomore season here in Atlanta. It really is his first full season with the team after being acquired at the trade deadline last season. But Young now 3 goals and 4 assists in his last 7 with that power play goal, his 6th power play goal this season. Jack O'Brien had a goal last night, now has an assist here today, and Chad Nychuk extends his point streak to 4 games, 2 goals and 5 assists in that span. Florida getting to work in the Atlanta zone. Puck will bounce over the Atlanta line. At center circle, will be scooped up by Berzola. Sidesteps his way into Gladiator ice from the left point. Tries to feed it to the inside. Puck is swatted to the goal line where Carabia will handle. They'll knock it off the end wall to Nychuk. Stretch pass is picked off for a shot by Romano, and Hyder comes up with a big save. Directs the rebound to his right from the far wall. Everblades turn towards the net. Landry to the inside off the stick of Romano. Couldn't haul it in the slot. Young will swat the puck out to the neutral zone on the far point. Florida comes back in on the right side as Romano chips it down. Jarvis will handle at his own goal line. He'll filter it to his right. Pours it quickly to Scardina as the Gladiators propel the puck in on the near corner. Scardina gets there first and centers. They score! Riley Appelt, his first professional goal. Atlanta leads by 2.
What a great effort by Ethan Scardina. Grabs that puck in his own zone, gains the red line, chips it in deep, goes and gets it himself, and just makes a beautiful no-look backhand pass to Riley Appelt, who finds himself alone in front of the net and gives the Gladiators a 2-0 lead.
Ben Ellis, keep that puck. Riley Appelt's got his first in the show. He was in the right place at the right time, Andrew, and that play happens because of the hard work by Scardina. And what a great play there by Appelt to drive the net. Good things always happen when you move in that area. And the Gladiators have a 2-0 lead. I think 8:50 left in the first. And the crowd definitely getting into it now as Florida knocks the puck into the near corner of the Gladiators zone. And both goals, Andrew, that the Gladiators have scored here today have been on bang-bang plays as Henry from the left circle feeds it to the right. Lambden climbs up to the line and shoots. Puck pinballs off a leg away from Hyder. Florida continues to press. Henry at the left point gets a piece of it. Working in the far corner. Jarvis looks to strip it away. At the end wall, Penny pokes it up top. Nolan gets a stick on it, forces the Everblades out to the neutral zone. Henry again from the left wing. Has a trailer for a shot that goes wide. Jarvis angles it off the end wall, takes a check from Jones as Orzek flings it out to neutral ice. Berzola and the Everblades come flying back in. Jones delays to Duke. Shot, he scores. That one sneaks by Hyder from the right wing, and the Everblades have cut the Gladiator lead in half. It's 2-1.
Yeah, it looked like that one surprised Ethan Hyder there. Not sure if it hit something on the way through, but the way that one came in on net, looks like Hyder was not expecting it to come in the way it did.
Yeah, that goes short side on Hyder, and I think you're right, Andrew. I think that one did catch him by surprise. Just a sneaky shot off the wall by Duke. It's a bullseye, and the Everblades have their first of the night. So now it's a 2-1 game as Florida ices the puck off the ensuing face-off. 7:31 to go in the first, and we will not go to timeout. Can't go to a timeout on the icing. No commercials yet. And we'll see a face-off to the left of Cranley. And so that's an interesting goal, Andrew, because the Gladiators had a lot of momentum off that goal from Appelt to take the 2-0 lead, and then all of a sudden the atmosphere in the building sucked out a little bit. That goal comes 1:19 after Appelt's goal. For the Gladiators, you got to be cautious here. You don't want to have the momentum swing in Florida's favor here late in the first period. Going to be very interesting to see what they do on the next few shifts here.
Yep.
To take control of this game again. They'll put it down to the end wall. Conroy working there. Sneaks it over to Francis, and he is mobbed in the corner. Puck rolls back to Conroy from the left wing. He'll skate out to the neutral zone. Over the red line. Will drift it to his left. Cipollone meets it in the corner. Is checked hard by Lansdell. Cipollone slow to get up, but he will. Shot from the right point by Yoder is blocked. Conroy drifts it to Francis at the left point, pulls up and shoots. That goes wide of Cranley. From the right wing, Yoder looks up, takes a shot, and that'll be eaten up by Cranley with 6:50 to go in the first. And now we all have a timeout on the ice, and we will take one as well. Atlanta 2, Florida 1, 6:50 to go in the first. We are back to Gas South after this.
Feels like everyone's trying to copy the $5 biggie bag. So how can you spot a knockoff? It won't taste like Wendy's. This job is easy. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
Gwinnett Fire and Emergency Services is ready to answer the call, but we'd rather prevent them. Our free home safety survey includes checking smoke alarms, identifying common hazards, and reviewing your family's home escape plan. Schedule yours today.
Wendy's has new chicken tenders. Crispy, juicy, tendery tendies. Ooh, that's fun to say. Tendies, tendies, tendies. And they're so good, maybe we should change our... For tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
Atlanta 2, Florida 1, 6:50 to go here in the first period. Guy Carenza alongside Andrew Fleming. This one has not disappointed to start. Battle for first place. Top two teams in the South Division. Atlanta with a win here today can take control of the South Division. It's sole place in the first in the South, but they dropped out to a 2-0 lead with a power play goal from Alex Young, and then Riley Appelt scores his first in the pros to make it 2-0. But 1:19 later, Florida scores on a sneaky shot by Reed Duke from the right wing that surprises Ethan Hyder. It makes it a 2-1 game, which is where we sit at this very moment. Everblades will put it out to the neutral zone. Landry will wire it around Hyder to the left point. Waiting there is Neuber. Tries to stuff it deeper, but Karabia is there to meet it. Puck will leak over to O'Brien. He has Nychuk moving in tandem. Gladiators gain the offensive zone, then quickly are forced out. Neuber from the right wing in a foot race with Karabia. Up centers it across. And is working behind the net. They recenter for Neuber from the right wing. His shot goes off the side of the net. Flittering attempt held in at the point by Landry. The right wing, Neuber takes another shot. That goes wide. Sillinger exchanges the puck to Allen on the left wing. He shoots. Deflection in front. Hyder makes the save. And the Gladiators will skate it out to the neutral zone and ship it into Florida ice. 5:48 to go in the first period. Landry tries to push it up ice. Wanted Needham, but just a tad offline and a roll directly to Hyder. And he will cover it up with 5:41 to go in the first period. First line on the ice for the Gladiators. Young, Walter, and Sylvester. The D pairing is Jarvis and Orzek. Young will take the face-off against Craig Needham, as Florida's first line is out on the ice as well. Needham wins the face-off. Shot by Henry goes wide. At the right point, Berzola keeps it alive. Quickly is able to get it to Romano. And direct it down low to Needham, working behind the net. Orzek defending. Orzek probing at it, can't dig it away. Everblades cycle it up high. At the right point, it's Berzola again. Pushes it to the goal line. Gladiators get a stick on it, direct it to the corner. Back at the line, it's Berzola. Takes a shot into traffic. Hyder the save. The puck is loose. Goes behind the net, and Chow has got it. He'll cycle up high on his backhand. Pivots, turns towards the net, drops it off for a shot by Henry. And that is snared out of the air by the glove of Hyder with 5:01 left in the first. It's another timeout on the ice. We will take one as well. Gladiators 2, Everblades 1, with 5:01 to go in the first.
Why choose between getting things done and doing things with the ones you love? With Kroger's same-day pickup and delivery, it's easy to shop the same great prices and quality you'd find in-store, so you can catch more family time. We'll bring your groceries right to you. Satisfaction guaranteed, so you can spend time on what matters most. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
It's game day and Bucky's ready for action. From the moment he pulls up, it's all smiles, high fives, and Beaver Toyota pride. A quick stop for snacks and he's game ready. The energy in the arena starts to build because when Beaver Toyota and the Gladiators team up, the fun and excitement never stop. Catch Bucky at the next Gladiators game or visit us anytime at beavertoyotacoming.com.
5:01 to go in the first. Gladiators with a 1-goal lead, 2-1 over the Everblades. As we approach the end of the first period, face off to the right of Ethan Hyder. First 2 goals in this contest belong to the Gladiators, with Alex Young and Riley Appelt scoring for Atlanta. Florida responded 119 after Appelt's goal to make it a 2-1 game off a shot from Reed Duke along the right wing. Gladiators try and burst through center. Florida having none of it. Directs it to the right wing and back to the middle. Will jumble back out to neutral ice. And from there, the Everblades will just bang it in. From the left wing, they'll put it to the trapezoid. They look to cycle up high. Appelt doing a good job, able to strip the puck away. Has Nolan on the right wing. Over the red line, he'll put it into the Florida bench. And maybe down the tunnel? Yeah.
Yep.
With 4:32 to go in the first.
And fans, join TJ Simpson-Felter and Jack Robabody in the main lobby after tonight's game for the player autograph signing. One more time.
Face off at center circle. Cipollone will take the face off against Kyle Betts. And he wins it. Nychuk from the left wing gains the red line, but not much more. Florida gets in front of it. Puck will drift to the right of Hyder. Carabia looks to beat out Lambden, and does. Puck shuffles the Denemy on the near wall. He'll just bounce it out to center. Francis tries to skate into it, but Landry the first man there, as Florida will ice the puck on the re-entry with 4:04 left in the first. And somehow, some way, Andrew, it kind of caught me by surprise, but the Everblades have a 10-6 lead in the shot count. We'll keep an eye on that as the night goes on, because Florida does not allow a lot of shots. In fact, they average the lowest shots against per game out of any team this season, 24.83, and they take the 9th most, averaging almost 32 per game. And for the Gladiators, they're a team that doesn't take a whole lot of shots. Second lowest figure in the league at 27.46 per game.
Yeah, Florida's had a lot of good offensive zone time here in this first period, but Hyder's made some big saves when he's needed to.
It's felt like ever since the goal from Duke, Florida has had more O-zone time than the Gladiators have. Atlanta trying to get a little bit more of it with an offensive zone face-off victory. Cipollone shuffles it to Francis in the near corner. He's being pressed there. Puck is dug free for a shot by Cipollone. That goes wide. At the right point, Orzek feeds it across to Nychuk. They'll trade places. Nychuk turns and shoots, and that shot, it's a stick and goes out of play. Back behind Cranley. 3:40 left in the first.
Yeah, Cipollone didn't miss by much there on that little spin-around shot there. He grabs on his backhand and just turns and wheels it towards the net. Didn't miss that outside post by much. Good idea by Cipollone, just trying to get a puck on net here late in this period when the Gladiators only have 6 shots on goal.
And Andrew, I feel like in that same sentiment, I feel like if Cipollone hits the target there, that shot might have surprised Cranley like that one from Duke did off the wall, and might have almost had a goal there. Second line on the ice for the Gladiators. O'Brien wins it. They'll put it to the line. Jarvis from the left point takes a shot. That goes wide and ends up floating out of play. And so 6 seconds later, we've got another face-off. This time, it will be to the right of Cranley. I guess it'll be right again. Thought they might put it on the left side, but O'Brien will take the face-off again against Jet Jones. And off that face-off, O'Brien's stick snaps. Have to race to the bench to get a new one. Meanwhile, Florida motors up ice. Berzola off the wall to the middle. Burns able to slap it away. His driving towards the net was Duke, looking for a second of the night. Jarvis over the red line, pounds it on goal into the glove of Cranley, and doesn't look like he's a gambling man. He's going to hang on to that one with Gladiators lurking in the area. 13-14 to go in the first. It looks like the second line will stay out there. Gladiators trio of O'Brien, McNamee, and Burns. O'Brien with a new twig. Had an assist on the power play goal from Alex Young, and what a pickup he has been. O'Brien now 7 goals and 3 assists for 10 points in 14 games with the Gladiators. He has 4 goals and 3 assists in his last 8. Off the face-off to the right of Cranley. Puck will jumble into the corner. Everblades able to push it out. Henry to the right wing, able to connect with Cooper. Cooper shuffles behind the net, now cuts towards the goal. Hyder hugs the post to keep it out. Gladiators take the loose puck and go up ice with it. McNamee over the red line, floats it into the near corner, takes a check from Henry on the entry. O'Brien puts some pressure on, as does Walter, who's fresh off the bench. First line comes on for the Gladiators as Henry wheels it from corner to corner to the far side. Conroy takes the reverse play from behind his own net. Slots it to the neutral zone. Sambrick quickly finds the open man. Romano on the left wing. Runs out of real estate as Conroy came back defensively. Puck will go into the near corner now. Everblades work it up to the line. From the left point, shot by Lansdale is blocked in front. Gladiators take it to the neutral zone. Young across, off the wall behind Walter, and the puck will angle towards Cranley. And he'll freeze with 2:10 to go in the first.
It's a really good idea by Alex Young on that pass. He's got Isaac Walter on the far side, but he's got a defenseman in the lane. So he lays it behind Walter, tries to have it bounce off the wall right in front of Walter, but just a little too far, and a smart cover by Cranley. But I love the idea by Alex Young there. Try and get Walter in alone there.
Yeah, it was maybe half a foot off, like it wasn't off by much. That first line will stay out there. Face off to the left of Cranley. Young will take it against Needham, and the Everblade is victorious there. And they will have possession as they look to exit their zone. Pass up ice off the stick of Needham and out of play with 1:59 left in the first. And it's felt like, Andrew, this game was really quick to start. Gladiators ripped off 2 goals, and then Florida responds, and ever since then, had a lot of whistles. This game has slowed down a bit. And I almost feel like while Florida has had more possession than the Gladiators have in this period, in the second half of it, it feels like this pace of play actually benefits the Gladiators more than it does the Everblades.
Yeah, certainly. You know, Gladiators playing a game last night, back-to-back today with travel. Try and slow this game down a little bit, get into their systems, get into more Gladiator hockey.
Florida creates a turnover behind the Gladiator net. They'll put it to the line for a shot by Allen. Stick save, Hyder. Puck will pop into the far corner. Chow digging for it, looks to get it back and does. They'll put it up top for a shot by Landry. That is blocked by Nolan. And he will chip it off the wall. Wanted to chase it himself, but Landry is able to cover him defensively. Florida takes the puck away and goes back up ice. From the left wing, it's Romano, working his way to the corner. Tried to pitch it back up to the line, and with help from Chow, they do. Landry at the right point, reels in the pass. Has Allen for a shot. He flubs on it, feeds it to Landry. From the left circle, back across to Allen. One-timer pinballs wide from the trapezoid. Florida will keep. They'll put it back to Allen at the right point. He'll wheel it behind the cage for Chow. Backhand centering feed, shot fought off by Hyder. Romano in front, it's another good look. But Hyder is able to deny him again. Florida doing a good job on this forecheck. Chow's got it back, ladles it to the line, but it splits the D as the Everblades were in the middle of a change defensively. Puck will go out to the Florida end with 40 seconds left in the first period. Good forecheck by Denemy. Almost creates a turnover. Iberzola tied up behind the net. Everblades come up ice. Centering feed, all alone is Nurse. Pass behind him, and Norzek able to get back defensively. Skating the puck out of danger is Francis. 18 seconds left in the period. Gladiators stood up on the zone entry. Denemy able to sneak in. Centering feed, hits a stick in front. Everblades sweep it down the ice and hits the outside of the post. It will be an icing with 4.6 left in the first.
Nice job by Hyder. They're actually letting that one go for icing. Looked like it was going to hit him, and it just squeaks off the outside of the net for icing. Gladiators, the face-off in the Florida zone here. 4.6 seconds left.
Plenty of time.
Yep.
I feel like we saw Alex Young score in a similar sequence in the Greenville game the last time the Gladiators were in this building. Less than 5 seconds to go in the second period of that game. He's going to take this face-off here, and Florida's going to sweep it to the outside. And that will do it for the first period. Gladiators have a 2-1 lead over the Florida Everblades after one. Gladiators got the first two. Power play goal from Alex Young to start at 7:12 in. Moments later, 11:01 into the first period. Riley Appelt notches his first professional goal to make it 2-0 Gladiators, but 1:19 later, Reed Duke with a sneaky shot from the right wing startles Hyder and makes it a 2-1 game. That is where we sit after 20 minutes of play. Coming up next on the Gladiators Broadcast Network, Andrew will be joined by Shelby Rabideau. They'll break it all down for the first intermission report here from Gas South Arena as the Gladiators are finally back home. And they have been cooking to start. They lead it 2-1 after one. We are back with the first intermission report after this from our local partners. This is Gladiators Hockey on the Gladiators Broadcast Network.
Feels like everyone's trying to copy the $5 biggie bag. So how can you spot a knockoff? It won't taste like Wendy's. This job is easy. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
Sometimes life's collisions leave us feeling off balance. But at 100% Chiropractic, we know how to get you back on track.
We don't just straighten you out, we empower you. We educate you on how to get to the root cause and give you a play-by-play strategy on how to get you back to 100%.
We even use lasers.
Fucking lasers!
Our $49 first experience includes a complete set of comprehensive chiropractic x-rays, a fit 3D scan, and your first life-changing adjustment. Visit us and break the ice. Discover the power of chiropractic care at 100%.
When you need inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger. For thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals. And low prices that add up to big savings, like over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Gwinnett Fire and Emergency Services is ready to answer the call, but we'd rather prevent them. Our free home safety survey includes checking smoke alarms, identifying common hazards, and reviewing your family's home escape plan. Schedule yours today.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to Gas South Arena. And boy, Andrew, is it good to say that?
It is great to be back here, Shelby.
Yes, Shelby Rabideau here with Andrew Fleming. We're going to be breaking down everything that happened in that first period. But first, let's check in with our score. Atlanta Gladiators 2 with 8 shots on goal. The Florida Everblades with 1 with 13 shots on goal. And the Gladiators are back on home ice after playing 7 games away for an 11-day road trip. And honestly, Andrew, I have to ask you, since you play hockey, how important is it to play on home ice?
Yeah, you know, for the Gladiators, obviously 7-game road trip, really good road trip for the Glads, going 5-1-1, grabbing 11 of a possible 14 points on that trip. It's just got to feel really good. You know, you get home, you can sleep in your own bed. Well,
yes.
I don't know how much sleeping the boys were able to do last night after getting in from Greensboro pretty late. But it's just great to be home, great to be back in this building here with these great fans here.
Yes.
And
do the fans make a difference when you're playing?
Oh, certainly, yeah. You know, the crowd really, it can almost jumpstart a team. You know, if a team starts slow, crowd gets us into the game, it can really jumpstart you and get you going. But to the point about the road trip, you know, good teams can win at home, great teams can win on the road, and the Gladiators going 5-1-1 on that road trip is just absolutely huge. It's got them up to second in the division with a chance, if they can hold on to this lead here tonight, with a chance to bounce themselves into first place in the division. So that's just an absolutely huge road trip for the Gladiators, and it's just awesome to see them go out there, grab a lot of points.
And they're hosting the Everblades for the very first time this season after 3-1 record at Hertz Arena on the road here. And like you said, if they win tonight, they will be first in the South Division, passing by the Everblades just by 1 point to win that first place title of 59 points and take over the South Division lead.
Yeah, Guy said it before the game. You know, this game, it really kind of has had sort of a playoff feel. You know, you get past the new year, we're more than halfway through the season. These games towards the end of the year, when you're playing teams close to you in the standings at the top of the division, as the Everblades and Gladiators are, these games tend to have more of a playoff feel. You know, the weather gets nicer, the games get a little more intense as we get closer to the playoffs. So this was really fun first period to watch, and I hope it can continue throughout this game.
I wanted to bring that up and talk about what you were seeing in this first period. You know, I wasn't sure what to expect given that the Glads played last night in Greensboro, got home late, and having come off of an 11-day road trip. I wasn't sure what to expect playing-wise, but it was the same Gladiators hockey we're used to seeing in that first start of the period.
Yeah, you know, the Gladiators came out. I thought Florida came out with maybe a little more juice. They were able to pin the Gladiators in their own zone for a decent amount of time in that first period. But the Gladiators, with 2 superb zone entries, one on the power play that led to the Young goal, and another one by Scardina that led to a Peltz goal. 2 great zone entries have the Gladiators in the lead here.
Yeah, and do you want to talk about both those goals? The first one being a power play goal, which honestly, Andrew, it's crazy to see how much that power play has advanced since we started this season. Because I remember talking to you at the start of the year just about how, you know, woeful that power play was.
Yeah, you know, it's pretty interesting because the Gladiators special teams, they've kind of gone in opposite directions a little bit. You know, Guy talked about it during that first period. The Gladiators penalty kill kind of was their calling card at the beginning of the year. They were elite on the penalty kill. They came out in this first period and had a really good kill tonight. But this Gladiators power play up to 20.6% for 7th in the league right now. And that's going to go up, obviously, after that goal in the first period. And their penalty kill at 80.3% for 22nd in the league. So it's kind of like the Gladiators power play and penalty kill have kind of switched spots in their respective standings there. So, but obviously that first goal there is a great zone entry, as I mentioned earlier. O'Brien has the wall on the left, has the puck on the left wall. Nice easy pass to Walter on the inside, and Walter, what he does is he opens his hips. So when you open your hips like Walter did, you got the opportunity to shoot, and you also have the opportunity to pass. So he's keeping the goalie guessing there. Obviously, he makes a great pass to Alex Young backdoor, and he's able to chip that one home. It was just a great tic-tac-toe zone entry, great power play goal for the Gladiators. And the second one, it's just a pure effort play by Ethan Scardina. Scardina grabs the puck, receives a cross-ice pass in his own zone, skates it out into the neutral zone, gains the red line, chips it in to the left of the net, goes in, full head of steam like a bull in a china shop, grabs the puck, quick little backhand pass out front to a Pelt, and a Pelt, like any smart hockey player would do, finds himself at the front of the net, you know.
Putting that pressure there.
Yep, you know, puck's in the corner, your teammate has a beat on it, go to the front of the net, he might find you. That's exactly what Scardina did. He finds a Pelt wide open in front, who grabs his first professional goal. Congratulations to Riley Appelt.
Congrats.
To give the Gladiators a 2-0 lead. Then quickly after that, about a minute later, Reed Duke grabs the puck for Florida, coming down that right wing, and it looked like it's, I'm just going to say, it's one that Hyder's going to want back. It's a save. We've seen how brilliant Ethan Hyder has been this year. It's a save that he's going to want to make. I'm not sure if it got deflected, if it was just a change-up, but the way it came in, it just seemed to have confused Hyder, and he didn't get a good read on it, and that one just sneaks by him, and it cuts the Gladiators' lead in half, where we sit now at the end of this first period with the Gladiators holding on to a 2-1 lead.
And when we come back, we're going to talk about what you want to see the Gladiators do in that second period. But first, I believe there's something you have to tell us?
Yes, there is. So, we will be doing live shout-outs on our YouTube now. As you can see all our information here, you can go on Dash, find the Gladiators page. So $10 per shout-outs. We do birthday shout-outs, fandom shout-outs, and we have 30-second max on those shout-outs. And we actually have one tonight.
All right, happy birthday, Emma.
Happy birthday to Emma.
Yes, and our first shout out. So happy birthday, and you know, great way to see our first shout out going out there. Now, before we head to break and then come back and talk about what we want to see in that second period, you know, I always have a question for the chat and for you, Andrew. And tonight it is college night here in Gas South Arena. So I'm going to start off with an easy one. Andrew, where did you go to school and what was your major?
Okay, do I have to think about that, or can I answer?
I hope you don't have to think about it.
No, I don't, but we can save it. We'll save it for when we come back.
We'll answer it when we come back. So before we head back out, it is Atlanta Gladiators 2, 8 shots on goal, and Florida Everblades 1, 13 shots on goal. We will see you after the break.
Feels like everyone's trying to copy the $5 biggie bag. So how can you spot a knockoff? It won't taste like Wendy's. This job is easy. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
Sometimes life's collisions leave us feeling off balance. But at 100% Chiropractic, we know how to get you back on track. We don't just straighten you out, we empower you.
We educate you on how to get to the root cause and give you a play-by-play strategy on how to get you back to 100%.
We even use lasers.
Lasers!
Our $49 first experience includes a complete set of comprehensive chiropractic x-rays, a fit 3D scan, and your first life-changing adjustment. Visit us and break the ice. Discover the power of chiropractic care at 100%.
When you need inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger. For thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals. And low prices that add up to big savings, like over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Gwinnett Fire and Emergency Services is ready to answer the call, but we'd rather prevent them. Our free home safety survey includes checking smoke alarms, identifying common hazards, and reviewing your family's home escape plan. Schedule yours today.
All right, everyone, welcome back to Gas South Arena. Shelby Rabideau here with Andrew Fleming. We're going to be talking about what we want to see in that second period, but first, let's check in with our scores. Atlanta Gladiators 2 with 8 shots on goal. The Florida Everblades 1 with 13 shots on goal. And before we went to break, I did in fact ask Andrew a question and everyone in the chat. So before we get into looking at your answers, I'm gonna ask it one more time. And that is, where did you go to college and what was your major? Because it is college night here in Gas South Arena. So before we get to that, Andrew, what do you want to see in that second period?
So what I'd really like to see is I'd like to see the Gladiators get out of their zone a little cleaner. Obviously, they're going into the second period with a lead, which is great. But the Gladiators had a lot of trouble getting out of their own zone. Florida, I thought, did a really good job on the forecheck and also limiting the Gladiators at the blue line, forcing a lot of dump-ins, which, if you're the Gladiators, you want to be able to enter the zone with possession. So if you're the Gladiators, clean it up in your zone a little bit more and try and attack Florida more with a little more speed to try and negate those pinches, I'll call them, where Florida's forcing the Gladiators to chip it in and go get it.
And, you know, I felt that a little bit of the momentum and speed died down after that goal from the Everblades. So I'm hoping after the intermission that they come back on ice and they, you know, pick up speed and play that regular Gladiators hockey we are used to seeing.
Yep.
All right, now, Andrew, where did you go to school and what was your major?
I am a proud graduate of the University of Georgia with a journalism degree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Putting that to good work.
Yeah, we're trying. We're really trying.
I went to Kent State, University in Ohio, and I have a degree in digital media communication.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Let's see what everyone has going on in the chat there.
Stadium Arena, USC Trojans, University of Southern California. Very nice. Very good school.
A little bit farther away from here.
Yeah.
I would love to be in the warm right now.
I know. But it was a very nice day out today. I was walking into the rink. It was like 55 degrees and sunny.
You know what? I'll
absolutely
take it.
beautiful.
You know, Andrew, I moved here 3 years ago, and this is the coldest it's ever been.
I'm sure.
And I can't believe that. And honestly, I'm a little bit jealous of the Gladiators and Guy for being on that road trip in Florida where it was 80 degrees.
That's what he was saying to me before the game. He said they pretty much missed all of this bad weather, which is awesome.
Lucky them, right?
Let's see. We got Taylo coming in. Young Harris College, history major.
Ooh.
Very nice. Very nice.
You know, I think it's so cool people who do a history major because I think it would be fun to, I don't know if this is like what you would use as a history major like degree as, but you know, working in a museum and being like one of the curators.
I wonder.
I don't know.
Well, Taylo is going to have to chime in.
Yeah. Let me know.
Can you use
your
going on
can
with
you
that
use your
history
degree
major.
to work in a museum and, you know, do some curating? I think that would be fun.
Yeah, certainly.
Well, honestly, I'm excited for the second period.
Yep.
You know, it's been a long time since the Glads played at home, and you know what? I miss watching hockey here.
Yeah.
Oh, they answered. Oh, he said I wanted, or she, I don't know, wanted to do exactly that. I ended up working in IT. Well,
Very
you know,
nice.
I wanted to, you know, I thought I was going to be doing film, but, you know, we all go down different paths, and, you know, sometimes it's for the best. Things don't work out the way we planned. So hopefully when we get back, we see some fast-paced hockey. We see some fun times out there on the ice, and it looks like they're heading back right now. So when we come back, Guy will be back to do play-by-play alongside Andrew. And before we head back into the second period, the Atlanta Gladiators with 2 and the Florida Everblades 1. And we'll see you after the break.
Kind of feels like everyone's trying to copy the $5 biggie bag. So how can you spot a knockoff? It won't taste like Wendy's. This job is easy. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
Gwinnett Fire and Emergency Services is ready to answer the call, but we'd rather prevent them. Our free home safety survey includes checking smoke alarms, identifying common hazards, and reviewing your family's home escape plan. Schedule yours today.
Wendy's has new chicken tenders. Crispy, juicy, tendery tendies. Ooh, that's fun to say. Tendies, tendies,
Possible.
tendies. And they're so good, maybe we should change our... For tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
Here at Gas South Arena, the second period awaits. Gladiators up 2-1 after one period of play. Guy Carenza here with Andrew Fleming back at home. Feels so good. College night at Gas South Arena as Atlanta hosts the Everblades in a critical matchup in the South. Jack O'Brien will meet Kyle Betts at center circle. Get things started for the start of the second period. Gladiators win the opening draw, and they will knock it into Florida ice. Cranley comes out to play it. From the trapezoid, swipes it away from the forecheck of O'Brien. Does it eventually make its way to O'Brien, but can't quite hang on to it. Everblades through center. Berzola slams it from corner to corner to the far side. Florida reverses back behind the net, centering feed. Puck swiped off the stick of Newber by O'Brien. Now in tight, a shot kicked away by Hyder, and he's somehow able to starfish on it 29 seconds into the second period to keep the puck out.
Scary moments for the Gladiators to start the second period. Puck comes in on Hyder. Stick gets broken, puck finds an Everblade wide open in the slot. Big save by Hyder there and a good cover as he had a couple Everblades bearing down on him there.
And that was such an odd play, Andrew. It felt like the Everblades were creating danger chances, but they didn't really have a good grasp on the puck. It was kind of just swat and whack and see what's going to happen. And eventually, Hyder makes a kick save with the right pad, and it kind of just gets lodged between his toe at the top of the crease and be able to keep it out. He keeps that one out as well as a long shot from the line goes into the glove. And 35 seconds into the second period, Hyder has got another save to his name. Faceoff will be to his right. Gladiators led 2-1 after the first period. The Gladiators been leading after one this season, are 12-1-1. The Everblades been trailing after one, are 4-4-0-1. And this one far from over. The Gladiators with the upper hand here at the start of the second period. Flying in is Walter. He's got some room. Walter to the inside and around the net. Centers. And oh, Conroy was tied up in front. Couldn't get a shot away. And the Everblades escape any danger. They'll burrow their way below the goal line and put it to the right point for Allen. They'll angle it off the wall for Needham. Will climb up to the line, pass across on time for Landry. He'll center from the goal line, hits Hyder, and bounces to the line where it'll be drift out. Allen unable to keep. Chow will direct it in on the left side, picking it up is Romano. He'll feather it to the right wing. Puck will hit his stick. Francis takes it up ice. Francis springing into action. Toe drag shot blocked by Lansdale. Meanwhile, Denemy goes crashing into the end wall. Gets it back to Francis. From the corner, spins away from pressure from Lansdale. Shuffles the puck to Denemy. He'll ride up the wall. Try and move to the slot. Takes a shot from the line. It hits a leg and is swept to the right wing wall. Orzek will leave it for Francis. Drifting left. Fans on a shot. Loose puck. Gathered by the Everblades, and they will charge up ice. Jones feeds it to the middle, flying out of the air by Duke, but the puck is hauled in by Jarvis, and dangerously hits a skate and rolls in on Hyder, and he is able to pounce on it. 2:10 into the second.
Yeah, dangerous play by Jarvis there, trying to skate out from behind his own net with speed. Hit the skate of the forechecking Everblade and ends up going on net. Very alert by Hyder to be able to track that puck coming in and get his cover.
Yeah, this second period to start has been a bit sloppy for these Gladiators, and one of the keys to the game presented by Beaver Toyota Mazda with our head coach Matt Ginn was to manage the puck. I don't think the Gladiators have done a good job of that here in the first 2:10 of the second period. Face off to the right of Hyder. Jones will win the draw, shot by Duke, blocked by Nolan. Chuck will handle it. He'll throw it up ice in hopes of finding a pelt. Puck ends up going away from him. Chuck steers it on the left side. Riley Appelt with his first pro goal back in the first period. First-year pro out of Grant McEwen University. Had missed the last 7 games, re-enters the lineup tonight, and he has a goal out of it. Not a bad return for the rookie. Gladiators go up ice, developing 2-on-1. Nolan cuts to the net, backhand drive, fought off by Cranley. And there's a penalty as the whistle blows. And somehow I think Cranley was able to snag that.
Yep. Yeah, looks like the penalty's going to be on Florida here. Riley Appelt doing exactly what he's supposed to do, driving that net there. Got taken down by Henry, and the Gladiators going back to the power play here.
Appelt's having one heck of a game so far. Draws that penalty, and going to take a seat is Henry. Cross-checking the call. And keep in mind, Andrew, that the Everblades were already dressing 5 defensemen here today. Just the extra forward, Kyle Newberg. And now they've got one going to the box in Henry, so they're down to 4 defensemen here on this penalty kill. And it's going to be interesting to see how Florida approaches this, as most teams like to have 2 defensemen and 2 forwards on the penalty kill. As Florida wins the defensive zone draw, they do have 2D out there, Allen and Sambrook. As Allen from the right wing puts it to the line, held in by Young, drops it off for O'Brien. He'll peel away on the left wing wall, look towards the net, shuffle it down low. Walter returns it to O'Brien, working out of the corner, throws it to the line, quickly to Young, back to O'Brien, pass behind, Allen's got it, and this time he will clear. It'll glance off the stick of Nychuk. Nurst almost is able to strip that away. Gladiators hang on and come right back in. O'Brien widers it to the right wing for Sylvester. Out of the corner comes Walter. He'll go around the net, throw it to his left for O'Brien. They'll trade places. They'll cycle to the line where Young holds at the right point. Has Sylvester in the near corner. Back to Young. Across he'll go laterally to Nychuk. Return to Young again. Peeling at the point. Nychuk once more. Back to Young. Pass to the slot is intercepted by Betts. Moving one-on-one up ice with Nychuk. Betts shoots. That's sticked away by Hyder. And the Gladiators, thankfully, come out of that with no damage. 45 seconds left on the penalty to Henry. Gladiators already with 1 power play goal so far tonight. As a contested puck is slapped out the center by Oliver Chow, the Florida captain. 30 seconds left on this Gladiators Eco-Electric power play. Francis from the right wing feeds it to the left. McNamee comes crashing in, has Burns on the right wing. Puck will twist into the corner. He'll pop it back to McNamee. Cycling up high. McNamee from the wall. Takes a look. Finds Orzek at the left point. Orzek surveys. Deals it to Francis at the right point. Puck will shift to Mickey Burns in the corner. Back up top they go. Orzek delays. Puck rolls off his stick. Florida takes advantage, and that is the end of the power play for the Gladiators. Out of the box is Henry, applying some pressure on the forecheck. Gladiators now 1 for 2 on the power play tonight, as it remains a 2-1 Atlanta lead. All goals scored back in the first period. Gladiators do have a power play goal so far tonight. They are 16-2 when scoring a power play goal this season. Scardina from the right wing. Skates over center circle. Comes bursting down the middle. Tried to split between 3 Everblades, but was unable to do it. Sippelin from the right wing. Puts a shot on goal that's sticked away by Cranley. Everblades in transition. Gain the red line and rattle it around the boards away from Hyder. Working out of the near corner. Carabia able to sauce it to the far. Denemy up ice, try to hit a home run pass to Scardina, and he just barely stays on side. Tries to backhand it to Conroy, but the Everblades sniff it out. They go up ice with room is Jones. He will center, and a backhand shot is fought off by Hyder. Newber was there, and Ethan Hyder, the brick wall that he is, stands him up and keeps it a 2-1 game.
Yeah, 2 huge saves there by Hyder on that 2-on-1. Saves the initial shot and then cleans up the rebound. Big stop by Hyder there. Keep the Gladiators in the lead.
Yeah, there was a defenseman sprawling out for the Gladiators on that play as the puck hit him and eventually got that first shot to Hyder, and then he made the second on the chance from Newber. Working at the Gladiator line, the Everblades try and dig deeper. At the point, Henry feeds it to the middle. Puck is chipped away by Sylvester. He's got some room. Moving with Walter. Oh, he just overskated a little bit. and the play will come to an end. And he turns it over to Jones. Walter hustling back, one-on-one. Jones, the spinorama, looks to center, intercepted by Nychuk, and he will free it out of danger. It's held in at the line by Henry. He'll put it into the near corner. Nychuk this time is able to punch the puck out. 12:55 left in the second period. Here comes Florida again. Berzola brushes it to the left wing, hits the stick of Duke, comes to Nychuk. Pass off the wall, couldn't be reeled in by McNamee. Duke spinning, backhands it into the near corner and gets off for a change. Puck will drift along the near wall. O'Brien able to escape the forecheck, chips it off the wall to McNamee. Up ice is Burns. Able to cut him off was Isaac Nurse for Florida. Everblades from the right wing now as Lambden tries to skate by Nychuk. Good defensive coverage there from Nychuk as the Everblades are kept to the outside. Puck is stripped away by Nychuk as the Gladiators get back out to center. O'Brien from the right wing moves to his forehand, looking for reinforcements as the Gladiators get a partial change in. O'Brien behind the net locates Nolan on the left wing. They'll rotate to the right point. Orzek has it, deals it to Conroy at the line. The trailer is Scardina for a snapshot that is grabbed by the glove of Cranley with 11:47 to go in the second. And we've got some nastiness here. Some action after the whistle. Everybody's got a dance partner as tempers flare in this battle for first place. Timeout on the ice. We will take one as well. Atlanta 2, Florida 1. This one getting feisty.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear. We made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down. We go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
Need to build a professional brand? Alpha Graphics delivers with stunning signage, graphics, and marketing materials that are exactly what you need to earn clients' trust. Alpha Graphics. Bring your brand to life.
College night here at Gas South Arena. Gladiators have a 2-1 lead over the Florida Everblades with 11:47 left in the second period. Guy Carenza alongside Andrew Fleming. I've heard correctly during the first intermission there, he went to Georgia.
Yes.
No red tie for you? We could have been matchers. I went to University of Utah, so I've got my red on.
Okay. But I went with my nice
you opted for some Gladiator gold there.
Yeah,
that's
my
what you
Gladiator colors.
Having some fun here on a Wednesday night from Gas South Arena. Gladiators are 3-1 on Wednesdays this season. The lone loss came on the school game to Greenville way back in November, and so technically on games that are scheduled in the evening, the Gladiators are 3-0 on Wednesdays this year. As they win an offensive zone face-off, Conroy finds Orzek from the right side. They'll do it to the left. A howitzer from Francis just screeches wide. Francis has it again from the left wing, working out of the corner. Francis able to escape Sambrook with a couple of nice cuts. Flings it to Orzek. They'll leave it for Conroy. Pop back to Orzek in the right corner. He'll center for Denemy right on the doorstep. And Cranley gets a paw on it. Covers with 11:19 to go. And some more nastiness, Andrew. And up until this point in the game, we hadn't seen any of that. But all of a sudden, like a light switch, we've got it on back-to-back whistles here.
Yeah, well, Florida kind of came out at the start of the second period, and they've had a lot of momentum going for them at the start of the second. Really good shift by that Gladiators third line. We saw a little nastiness before the last TV timeout. We see a little bit there. It's the Gladiators trying to get themselves back into this game, get the energy going, and I love what I'm seeing from the Gladiators these last couple of shifts.
And in the open, we talked about how this is going to be a playoff-like atmosphere, a playoff-style game, and it's very much played that part so far here tonight. And it should come as no surprise that at this stage in the game, with the margin only being one, things are starting to get chippy. And that is the Everblades A game, Andrew. And it feels like at this juncture, they're trying to knock the Gladiators out of their rhythm. And that's what they did on Friday night. The Gladiators were able to overcome that in the 5-4 overtime victory, and Everblades did it again on Saturday, and they got the better of Atlanta that night. Dictated the terms and won 5-1. For the Gladiators, you can't get sucked into that trap in this one. We've seen this before. Atlanta trying to take the momentum here as we approach the midway part of the game. Face off to the right of Cranley. Denemy will take it. Out there with Francis and Cipollone. Denemy wins the face-off. Conroy from the left point tries to scamper down the wall. Instead thinks the better of it. Deals it to Francis to his right. Lavorzak at the right circle. From the corner. Loses the puck for a moment. Everblades able to jar it off his stick. Conroy's got it back in the neutral zone. Tries to hit Denemy on the run from the left wing, but nothing happening there. Denemy heads off for a line change, and the fourth line will come on. Meanwhile, Cooper tries to barrel into the Gladiators zone. Atlanta able to chip it away. Francis takes it in stride. Francis with speed, cuts to the slot. Francis shoots, blocker safe. Cranley, the rebound fanned on by Scardina. He was tied up there as defending was Sillinger, and he's able to skate it out to the neutral zone. Francis rattles it back down, gets off to complete a line change, but feels like Ryan Francis is starting to get his skating legs here in the second period. He has been very noticeable, Andrew, and it feels like he is due for a big one in this game. His next goal in his pro career is his 50th. Tonight might be the night.
Yeah, he's been all over the place these last couple of shifts here.
Everblades try and dance towards the slot, and what a stand-up by Yoder. He was able to just absolutely box up Reed Duke. Yoder to the bench as Landry gains the red line. The puck is taken away by Scardina. He'll send McNamee up ice, leaves it across to Nolan, and sprawling out in defensive coverage is Penny, able to break that one up. 9:40 to go in the second period. Pass up ice, rolls in towards Hyder. Poke checks it into the near corner. Puck is slapped to the far. Clearing attempt by Carabia, held in by Lambden at the half wall. Gladiators in a sparring match. Punch it out to the neutral zone, and O'Brien will gain the red line and cast it around the boards to the right wing. In open space, Nychuk thinks about pinching, but ends up thinking the better of it. He'll gain the puck at center circle. Deal it to Burns on the right wing. Centering feed is the stick of Lansdale, and the Everblades fly through center. It's Nurse. Defended well by Orzek. He scrubs him off the puck. He'll connect with O'Brien on the right wing, and he will scoot it around the boards to the left side. Fresh off the bench is Sylvester. The play will breeze by him. Florida taking flight in transition. Lambden overskates the puck a bit. Was tumbling into the near corner. Pick play to the line. Long shot by Lansdale. Picked away by Hyder. Second opportunity hits Conroy up high, and he immediately goes down, and now he'll spring up, but he is leaking, and he is going to need some medical attention. I think that one might have hit him in the mouth, Andrew. That is a tough, tough play. Wishing the best to Ryan Conroy. What a warrior he is. As we do have a timeout on the ice. It is a media timeout, not an injury timeout. Conroy has gone down the tunnel. And so the ice crew will get to work. And we will hope for Ryan Conroy that he didn't lose any chiclets and that he is able to make a safe return. Gladiators 2, Everblades 1, 8:35 to go in the second period. We are back after this.
More than just cookies.
Desserts now in rotation.
It's game day and Bucky's ready for action. From the moment he pulls up, it's all smiles, high fives, and Beaver Toyota pride. A quick stop for snacks and he's game ready. The energy in the arena starts to build because when Beaver Toyota and the Gladiators team up, the fun and excitement never stop. Catch Bucky at the next Gladiators game or visit us anytime at beavertoyotacoming.com.
8:35 to go in the second period. Gladiators 2, Everblades 1. Guy Carenza alongside Andrew Fleming here on the Gladiators Broadcast Network. And tough scene to watch down there before our media timeout. Ryan Conroy, he's a warrior, man. He's about as tough as they come, and he ends up blocking a shot, hit him in the face on a long try from the blue line, and ended up losing a bit of blood. He has since gone off to the locker room, and we will keep an eye and see if he's able to make a return here tonight. But looked like that hit him in the mouth, and not going to give any more detail there. But wishing him the best, and hopefully he is able to return.
Yep, just caught in a bad spot. Warrior defenseman like Ryan Conroy is trying to block a shot there. That one just rides up a little high and hits him up high.
It's one of those tough plays that happens every now and then in hockey, and you hate to see it.
Yep.
But I really think that speaks volumes of, the kind of player that Ryan Conroy is. And I think it's not just Conroy. I think just about every guy on this roster is willing to put their body on the line night in and night out and block shots. And you put that risk when you go out and block shots like that. And, for this Gladiators team, they do block a lot of shots.
Yeah.
They eat a lot of pucks night in and night out. And, I think the goalies, Hyder and Semptenfelder, who are fantastic in their own right, I think they're very, very appreciative of that.
Yep.
Having guys like that that'll go out and sacrifice their bodies to make things a little bit easy for them. So, got the ice all cleaned up. Again, wishing the best for Ryan Conroy, and we'll keep an eye on the Gladiators bench here as the night goes on and see if he's able to make a return to this one. Meanwhile, 8:35 left in the second period. And here in the second, Andrew, the Gladiators have been outshot 8-5. And it really feels like that this game at this stage is really being played like the final 5 minutes of the third. Just very cautious hockey. It feels like nobody wants to make a mistake. As a shot from the right wing is blocked by Young. Sam Brook took it. Will go into the corner. Young grabs it. Connects with Sylvester on the left wing. He'll pitch it to Walter. Walter pivoting. Trying to burst down deeper, but the Everblades are able to swindle it off his stick. Lambden pass across. Makes its way below the right circle. Gladiators fish that puck away, and now Sylvester will deal it across to Carabia. They'll keep it moving to Young. From the right point, they'll scan the ice, take a shot that's blocked by Lansdale. Gladiators rotate behind the net. Now at the right point, it's Carabia. Saucing it down low again. Walter behind the cage, trying to work away from Henry, and Walter takes a seat as Henry just kind of shoved him down. Everblades clear the puck out through center. Carabia retrieves it in his own end. Stretch pass on time for Francis. Springing into action, creates some separation. Francis has it poked away by Berzola, but it draws a penalty. Gladiators keep the puck. Denemy at the right point feeds it to Francis. Across he goes to Nychuk. Back to Francis, right point. Quick touch pass. O'Brien from the goal line. He'll go around the net and center for a shot. They score! Carson Denemy makes it 3-1 Atlanta. Gladiators score on the delayed penalty. And Denemy restores the Gladiators' 2-goal lead.
Great job by Denemy there, finding the quiet spot in the middle of the ice. O'Brien coming off the bench as the extra attacker grabs a puck, circles the net, finds Denemy wide open in the slot. Give the Gladiators back their 2-goal lead.
And great work keeping the puck away from the Everblades. And a great centering feed to Carson Denemy. Scored the empty net goal in yesterday's game against Greensboro. Now has 6 goals and 7 assists for 13 points in 40 games this season. I believe it was O'Brien with the setup to Denemy on that score. He now has 2 assists in this game. And now the Gladiators have that momentum that they need, Andrew. We'll see if they're able to keep it here. It's 6:53 and counting left in the second. Everblades work their way to the trapezoid. Jarvis has Cooper pinned up on the end wall. Cooper able to escape, center a shot, and that one is blocked off the tape of Sillinger. Yoder takes it up ice, and he is slammed down at the red line. Landry just flattened him. Meanwhile, Cooper has some separation along the left wing. He'll center, peeling away is Sillinger. Gets away from Scardina, loses his balance, gets back up to his feet and chucks it across, and that pass comes out of the zone. Does make its way to its intended target in Landry. Puck will roll into Florida ice. They'll pop it to the neutral zone where it's bodied up by Yoder. He'll dump it down and get off for a line change. Carson Denemy, 6th of the season, scored 12:52 into the second period. Is assisted by Jack O'Brien and Zach Yoder, and has given the Gladiators a 3-1 lead. Jones ladles it across. Everblades looking to go up ice. Penny through the neutral zone, bursting towards the goal. Warzek able to slow him down a little bit as the puck rolls in on Hyder. He freezes with 5:40 to go in the second. And that'll send us to our final timeout of the middle frame. Atlanta 3, Florida 1. The latest goal scored by Carson Denemy on the delayed penalty with assist to Jack O'Brien and Zach Yoder. Gladiators by 2 when we come back.
Why choose between getting things done and doing things with the ones you love? With Kroger's same-day pickup and delivery, it's easy to shop the same great prices and quality you'd find in-store, so you can catch more family time. We'll bring your groceries right to you, satisfaction guaranteed, so you can spend time on what matters most. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Atlanta leads Florida 3-1 with 5:40 left in the second period here at Gas South Arena. The Gladiators finally back home after a 7-game road trip to end the month of January. And this has been their fortress this season, Andrew. 14-3 at home are the Gladiators, and the latest goal comes off a delayed penalty. And we talked about how Ryan Francis was being very impactful so far tonight, and we thought that he might be the one to score the next goal. Instead, he impacts that goal in a different way as a shot off the faceoff is absorbed by Hyder. And get another faceoff to his left.
Yeah, Francis on that last goal, using his shiftiness to draw that penalty. Eventually, he's the reason that O'Brien hops on the ice as that extra attacker on the delayed penalty. Puck ends up on O'Brien's stick behind the net, and he's the one who finds Denemy wide open in the slot. So that whole goal there, it starts with Ryan Francis. Great job by him drawing that penalty.
Florida wins another faceoff. Jones spins away from McNamee. From the corner, puts it up high. Shot from the line, whistles wide of Hyder. The rebound is chopped at, but eventually snagged by Hyder, who hugs the far post. 5:26 to go in the second period. First line will step out onto the ice. Sylvester, Young, and Walter. Orzek and Nychuk, the D pairing for the Gladiators. And normally, we would not see that combo. But with Ryan Conroy still out of the game after taking a shot up high here about midway through the second period, the Gladiators down to 5 defensemen for the time being. Nychuk will have it between the 2 circles of his own zone. He'll ship it along the left wing. He'll glance off the stick of Young to Cranley. He'll leave it in the trapezoid. Everblades try and fling it out. Orzek keeps it at the right point. Sauces it down low to Sylvester. Divorce from the puck in the corner. The captain swipes in an attempt to get it back. Everblades play it off the wall. Duke is able to punch it back out to the neutral zone. Gladiators snatch it back. Drop pass to Sylvester. He'll take a shot, deflected in front and away from the cage by Nychuk. Good shot pass there from Sylvester. Just off target on the finish by Nychuk. Meanwhile, Penny to the right circle for a shot. That is blocked by Corabia. Puck simmers down in the far corner. Nurse dragged down. Shot goes wide of Hyder. From the left point, Allen takes a bid, and that goes off a stick and out of play. 4:21 to go in the second period. Gladiators have a 2-goal lead. Everblades do have the lead in the shot count, 22-14 though. But Andrew, this season we have learned that it really doesn't matter how many shots the Gladiators take, as they certainly favor quality over quantity this season.
Yeah, you know, the Gladiators, they're taking shots at the right time. They're not forcing shots when they don't need to. They're waiting for the perfect opportunity to take their shots, and it's working out for them this season.
The Gladiators were outshot 13-8 after the first period, and they are 17-7 so far this season when they are outshot after the first period. So all in all, it usually ends up working out pretty well for them. Pass across from Nurse, misses Lambden. Fights hard to keep it in, but the Gladiators are able to muscle out to center. Not much more, though, as they're scrubbed off of it at the Florida blue line. Everblades twist it to the left wing. It'll go off the stick of Nurse. Yoder chases it down, rolls it up to Francis. Cross-ice feed, almost picked off by Nurse, but Denemy is able to reel it in. Denemy from the left wing centers off a stick and out of play in the near corner with 3:39 on the clock in period 2.
Yeah, right idea there by Denemy. He had his man beat to the outside. He's looking for Francis, driving back door. Tries to get that one across to him, but a good job by the Everblades, getting a stick on that one and out of play.
And Carson Denemy coming off of one of the best seasons of his career since his rookie year. Had 12 goals and 17 assists for 29 points in all 72 games last year with the Gladiators. Fifth-year pro out of Regina. Has the latest goal in this one. Face off to the right of Cranley, won by the Gladiators. Behind the net, McNamee bulldozing. Looks to connect with Carabe on the right wing. He'll take a shot. Kicked away by the left pad of Cranley. And scooping the puck from behind him is Needham. He'll streak up ice, fumble at center circle, distribute to his left. Chow fires, and that is smacked away by the blocker of Hyder. Gladiators turn up ice. Moving with speed is O'Brien. Chip and chase. Bounced off of it by Sambrook. And O'Brien just bullies a man in the far corner. That was Lansdale taking a check. Puck leaves free. Mickey Burns has it. He'll take a shot. Save Cranley. And the rebound is swept down for a Florida icing with 2:55 to go in the second.
Yeah, good shift there by this line for the Gladiators. It all starts with a really good forecheck by O'Brien, getting in, putting a body on a man. McNamee comes in, cleans it up. Puck ends up in the slot on Mickey Burns' stick. He's able to put a shot on net, creates a rebound, and force Florida to take an icing here. Really good shift by that line.
And if you watch football, sometimes when a running back has a good run, they'll call it an angry run. That was an angry shift by Jack O'Brien, just flattening everything in his path. Creates that turnover to set up Burns. Gladiators win the ensuing faceoff off the icing. Sylvester fires, save Cranley, puck pops to the near circle. Everblades sweep it free. Nychuk feeds it across, and that shot from Young goes wide. They'll chase it behind the net. Orzek pinching along the left wing, keeps the play in for now. Everblades get a stick on it. Orzek's lost his. Tries to soccer it to Sylvester. Ends up getting Young. Walter to the goal. Fires! And a glove save is made by Cranley. Flashes the leather with 2:26 to go. Robbing Walter.
Great job by Nolan Orzek, keeping that play alive. Loses his stick, but just pure lower body strength and body positioning. Able to kick that puck to a teammate, ends up turnover by the Everblades, finds Walter in the slot, who gets a really good opportunity on net there. But a great job by Orzek, using his positioning to keep possession for the Gladiators there.
They'll stay on for this ensuing shift as the fourth line hops on. Face off to the right of Cranley. Gladiators win another. Nychuk with a bomb from the line. Screeches wide. Orzek behind the net. Moving on his forehand. Centers for Scardina, and the puck just hops off his stick. Able to get it back. Puts a shot on goal. Cranley is able to turn that away. Scardina again. Fires high and wide, and momentum will carry the puck out to Atlanta ice. Couple of good shots there from Scardina. Doesn't hurt to take one, and you know, what is that thing that Wayne Gretzky once said? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Scardina with a couple good chances there. Sillinger from the left circle tries to cut inside. Orzek bottles him up. From the right wing, chip play to Scardina. Ends up creating a turnover. Sillinger from the right circle sauces it up high for a shot by Berzola. And Hyder, despite being screened, is able to snap that one up with 1:37 left in the second period. And, you know, Andrew, here in this game, Ethan Hyder lets in that odd goal in the first period. And then it wasn't a goal that, you know, the Gladiators, that's one that the Gladiators would like to have back, is what I'm trying to say. And for Hyder, I think it just startled him, surprised him off the wall. But except for that one miscue, he has been on it for the Gladiators here tonight. He has stopped 23 of 24 to this point.
Yeah, he's made some huge saves tonight. Another good one there. Seeing eye shot from the point. He's able to track it, save it himself. Really good night for Hyder so far.
Face-off to his left. Cipollone will take it, wins it to Francis. Quickly tries to burst up ice, slowed down at the red line. He will just lift it into the near corner. Landry fishes it out. Cipollone pinching, tries to burrow his way deeper. Everblades reverse it back to the near side, and Francis closes in on Allen in the near corner. Out of the pile comes Denemy. Tried to center, but nobody was there. The Everblades skate up ice, and here's a developing 3-on-2 from the right wing. Duke shoots over the shoulder of Hyder and out of play with 67 seconds left in the second period.
I think that one might have hit the crossbar. Hyder there, giving a little love tap to his crossbar there after that one. Looks like he might have gotten a piece of it. Hits off the crossbar, but still, Hyder standing tall in that net. Another good opportunity for Florida. Keep this one at 2.
Any which way you can, as long as it stays out.
That's all that matters.
Face-off to the left of Hyder. A far circle. O'Brien will take this face-off against Duke. O'Brien, 2 assists here tonight. Duke with a goal. A lone Florida score back in the first period. 1 minute left in the second period. Sambrook looking up ice, gains the red line. Pops it on goal to Hyder, and he will freeze with 52.9 left in the second period. Coming up next at the end of the second period, Andrew and Shelby will have the second intermission report here on College Night at Gas South Arena. They'll recap the first 2 periods, look ahead to the third, and have some fun here on a Wednesday night at Gas South Arena. Not very often that we get a Wednesday night affair.
This is fun.
Here in this building, and these weekday matchups are something that is going to be a little bit more common for the Gladiators during the second half of their schedule. As I think many people are aware that the Gladiators, at the midway point of their season, had played the least amount of games out of any team in the ECHL. So the schedule gets a little bit busier from here on out. You'll expect to see us on weekdays a little bit more often. Gladiators chip it down behind Cranley. Does come out to play it. Florida streaks out to the neutral zone. Nurse tries to lay a little cross, and Sambrook will just jolt it around to the near side. Gladiators reverse it to the far wall. Sambrook pinching, digs it down below the goal line. 24 seconds left in the second period. They have it at the right point. Lascuted across, shot by Lansdale, hits a stick and goes wide. And the Gladiators will tattoo it off the wall, out to center. Lambden tries to come flying back in, but Mickey Burns, great in defensive coverage, forces Florida to regroup and reload. Betts will chip it to Lambden. 3 seconds left. He fires. Sharp angle shot turned away by Hyder. And that concludes the second period from Duluth. Gladiators have spotted themselves a 2-goal lead. Heading into the third period, Gladiators lead 3-1 after 2. Gladiators get goals from Alex Young and Riley Appelt back in the first period. Florida responded a minute and 19 seconds after Appelt's goal to make it 2-1. And the lone goal in the second period, Carson Denemy from Jack O'Brien and Zach Yoder on a delayed penalty, has made it a 3-1 game, and that is your score after 2. Everblades have outshot the Gladiators 25-17 to this point. And it sets the stage quite nicely for an exciting third period here from Gas South Arena in a battle for the first spot in the South Division. Andrew and Shelby will break it all down on the second intermission report when we come back to Gas South Arena. As once again, it's Atlanta 3 and Florida 1 after 40 minutes of play. We are back after this from our local sponsors.
It's game day and Bucky's ready for action. From the moment he pulls up, it's all smiles, high fives, and Beaver Toyota pride. A quick stop for snacks and he's game ready. The energy in the arena starts to build because when Beaver Toyota and the Gladiators team up, the fun and excitement excitement never stopped. Catch Bucky at the next Gladiators game or visit us anytime at beavertoyotacoming.com.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear. We made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down. We go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in, and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
Need to build a professional brand? Alpha Graphics delivers with stunning signage, graphics, and marketing materials that are exactly what you need to earn clients' trust. Alpha Graphics. Bring your brand to life.
Life's too short for ordinary whiskey. Make it infamous. Now available at Mega Package Store, 2820 Lawrenceville, Sewanee, Oregon, 4 miles from Gas South Arena.
Gwinnett Fire and Emergency Services is ready to answer the call, but we'd rather prevent them. Our free home safety survey includes checking smoke alarms, identifying common hazards, and reviewing your family's home escape plan. Schedule yours today.
All right, everyone, welcome back to Gas South Arena. Shelby Rabideau here with Andrew Fleming. We're going to be breaking down everything that happened in that second period, but first, let's check out our score. Atlanta Gladiators 3 with 17 shots on goal. Florida Everblades 1 with 25 shots on goal. And a little bit of a slow start to that second period, but it sure picked up towards the end of it. And we're hosting the Everblades for the very first time here this season, and it's a little bit of an important game, I would think.
Yeah, very important game, as guys touched on. Winner of this game tonight will be first place in the South Division. Currently, the Gladiators coming in to this game with 57 points, Florida at 58. Florida's got a couple of games in hand, so I think the Gladiators have a higher points percentage, but for pure standing sake, the Gladiators trail the Everblades by 1 point in the standings. So yeah, very big game here tonight. A lot of playoff vibes tonight. You know, it's a very touch and go. Both teams, as Guy said, not really trying to make too many mistakes, trying to play a little more conservative, and it's paid well for the Gladiators so far.
So far, Gladiators are ahead by 2 points, 2 goals. And I want to talk to you about what you were seeing out on the ice this second period.
Yeah, you know, as I said, it was a very touch-and-go period. You know, no team really trying to make big mistakes. Both teams trying to stick to their defensive structures, as we have statistically, the two best defensive teams in the league in terms of goals against per game. So we know that both of these teams can really play good defense. So I think they're both kind of relying on that. And the Gladiators, to their point, able to chip in a little bit of offense here, give themselves a 2-goal lead going into the third period.
And do you want to talk about that goal that was scored this
sure.
period?
Yeah, as I said, during the period, Ryan Francis was very noticeable during that period. He's a very quick, shifty player. He's got really good hands, and he used that to his advantage there on that shift. Using his shiftiness, he's able to draw a penalty. The Gladiators, during the delayed penalty, able to get a sixth man out there. Jack O'Brien hops on the ice. Eventually, one-touch pass from Yoder to O'Brien. O'Brien carries the puck behind the net, and Carson Denemy very quietly slides himself into the high slot to an open portion of the slot there. O'Brien, head up, perfect pass to Denemy, one-timer, back of the net. But as I said, that play, it all starts with Ryan Francis being able to use his shiftiness to draw that penalty, which is the whole reason that O'Brien's on the ice as that extra attacker. He's the one who's able to feed Denemy. So just a really good job by the Gladiators, really good zone movement, not allowing the Everblades to touch up on that puck to obviously force the power play. Really good job with the delay penalty. It's able to put one in the back of the net.
Yeah, that was Carson Denemy's 6th goal of the season so far. And I talked to him earlier this season when he was having a bit of a good streak going on. And he talked about how it is all about chemistry with his teammates.
Yep.
And honestly, you saw that there in that play, just knowing where to be and Jack O'Brien finding him there.
Yeah, it's just a very high IQ, smart hockey play. O'Brien carrying the puck around the net, using the net to his advantage to shield the puck, and Denemy knowing where to be, finding open space in that high slot, and just a very good quick release. He doesn't catch the puck, he doesn't dust it off, just a really quick one-timer, and he's able to go low blocker. Just a great play there by the Gladiators.
And I want to talk about some of the other lines on the ice tonight. Now, we haven't seen the Gladiators play in quite some time here, and as you know, the lines have shifted a bit since we've seen the Gladiators play here at Gas South Arena. Mickey Burns is now on that second line, playing alongside O'Brien and McNamee, when he's usually on that fourth line playing with Scardina. So it seems that Mickey Burns and Ryan Nolan have switched spots.
Yeah.
And what are you seeing from that change?
Yeah, it's kind of a really interesting group of McNamee, O'Brien, and Burns, because they're all lefties. So when you're playing on a line with 3 players and they're all the same handedness, it's a bit of an adjustment, because you got to, if you're a lefty playing the right wing, you got to catch a lot more passes on your backhand. It's just a bit of an adjustment for those guys on that line, but I like what I've seen from them tonight. Obviously, O'Brien coming out tonight, he's got 2 assists, obviously one on the power play and one on the delayed penalty, so he wasn't actually with his line. But McNamee, we know Mike McNamee, we know his game. He's a big, burly winger. He's able to get the pucks in deep. He's really good on the forecheck, and we've seen that tonight. And Burns is a smaller, shiftier guy who's got a lot of speed, and he's used that to his advantage. I thought that line's been really good tonight. They're 3 really different players. As I said, McNamee more of a big body, big presence. Burns, smaller guy, quick, shifty, speed guy. And then O'Brien's, he's the center. He's a really good two-way player. He's got a high hockey IQ. So I think that line just blends together really well, because they're different players, but they complement each other very well.
How about that shift in that fourth line, Scardina now playing alongside Ryan Nolan?
Yeah, that fourth line has been really good tonight too. Appelt, Scardina, and Nolan. We saw them have a goal in the first period off of that great forecheck by Scardina, and they had a couple of other really good shifts in the second period. They had a 2-on-1, I believe it was Nolan and Appelt had a 2-on-1. Appelt doing what he's supposed to do on a 2-on-1. He's driving the net hard. I believe it was Henry for Florida, just hauls him down, and Appelt's able to draw a penalty. So just those kinds of things, just being able to make an impact when you're in the lineup. And I think we've seen that from Riley Appelt here tonight. He's done a really good job of making an impact being back in this lineup.
Yeah, first pro goal.
Yeah, and it was a great play. It was a great setup by Scardina. Appelt knowing where to be on the ice. It was just a excuse me, sorry.
Okay.
Just a textbook tic-tac-toe goal. It was just great to see, and congrats to Riley Appelt again.
Yes,
first career
congrats.
goal.
And tonight is hockey night here at Gas South Arena. So, of course, I have another question for you, Andrew, and for the chat. Now, I want to know, what do y'all miss the most about college? It's a tough one. I fear it's a little bit of a tough one. You gotta think a little bit about it. But I've been out of college for a little bit now, and there's some things I do really miss. Yeah, maybe you have a better insight because you graduated recently.
Very fair. Yeah.
But when we come back, we're going to be talking about what we want to see in the third period, and also talking about what we miss about college. So let us know in the chat, and we will talk about it when we get back from the break.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 38th season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to thank everyone in attendance for your support of ECHL hockey. The ECHL would also like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, exclusive signage provider; Athletic Knit, official jersey supplier; Baron Rings, official championship ring supplier; BFL Canada Insurance and Sutton Special Risk, sponsors of the 2026 ECHL Hall of Fame induction ceremony; Dash, official mobile auction platform; The Fairley Group, official commercial insurance provider; Flow Sports, exclusive streaming provider; Hotel Planner, official hotel reservations partner; Howie's Hockey Tape, exclusive hockey tape and lace provider; In Glasgow, exclusive puck provider. Prolific One, exclusive secondary ticketing partner. And Warrior, exclusive on-ice equipment provider and title sponsor of the 2026 ECHL All-Star Classic. Catch all of the ECHL action live in high definition by logging on to FloHockey.tv.
It's game day and Bucky's ready for action. From the moment he pulls up, it's all smiles, high fives, and Beaver Toyota pride. A quick stop for snacks and he's game ready. The energy in the arena starts to build because when Beaver Toyota and the Gladiators team up, the fun and excitement never stop. Catch Bucky at the next Gladiators game or visit us anytime at beavertoyotacoming.com.
All right, everyone, welcome back to Gas South Arena. Shelby Rabdo here with Andrew Fleming. We're going to talk about what we want to see in that third period, but first, let's check in with our scores. Atlanta Gladiators 3 with 17 shots on goal. Florida Everblades 1 with 25 shots on goal. And we are back here, and it's a very important game for the Gladiators, possibly taking that #1 spot in the South Division over the Florida Everblades. So we'll see what's gonna happen in this final period of play. So before we went to the break, I asked everyone here a question, and that was, what do you miss the most about college? Because tonight it is college night here at Gas South Arena. So let us know. We'll let you think about it. I know it's a tough one. We're gonna talk about what we want to see in this final period.
Yeah, you know, I thought the Gladiators did a much better job of defending in that second period. They did a really good job of keeping the Everblades to the outside, keeping them outside the dots, and forcing shots from the outside where Hyder's able to read them all the way in, get stops, and get covers, and able to cycle through lines. I'd like to see them maybe get a little more on the attack on offense. They did have a couple of really good shifts. Obviously, the one leading to the Denemy goal, drawing the penalty, that was a very good shift. But I'd like to see them get a little more possession in the offensive zone as they're still trailing in shots on goal. Obviously, Florida, 25 shots on goal. The Gladiators trailing in that with only 17 shots on goal. So I'd like to see them get into the zone a little bit cleaner, get into the zone with possession, get some more looks on that. But as we know, the Gladiators, they don't take a lot of shots on goal. They do value quality shots over quantity in shots, but get into the zone, establish more possession, try and extend this lead.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I have a feeling that Florida's going to come out here playing a little bit on top of their game, trying to get back this tie here or take the game maybe to overtime tonight. So the Gladiators have to be on top of their game when they come back. Even though it's been a little bit here and there because of the road trip, I believe they're a little bit tired out. So hopefully they come back and they have a little bit of a reset, like you said, playing more offensively versus defensively, and hopefully getting more shots on net.
Yeah, you don't want the Gladiators, you don't want to be complacent with this 2-goal lead. You want to keep on the attack and keep forcing your agenda and try and extend this lead. You don't want to settle back into defensive mode and just sit back and let Florida come at you. You want to push the offense, you want to push your agenda and try and extend this lead.
Yeah, and I think they also realize how important tonight's game is, so I believe that they will come out here a little bit more energetic and hopefully get a good start to this third period. And now, Andrew, have you had enough time to think about your answer?
You go
about
first.
Me?
I'll let you go first.
Okay, what do I miss the most about college? Honestly, the convenience of it, because like your best friends are there. I could walk downstairs and I had a dining hall like in my dorm, like there was a gym there. Like for example, the ice storm, couldn't go anywhere because I didn't feel safe to go anywhere. But like if I was in college, I could just walk downstairs, do my laundry, get a grilled cheese, go to the gym, lift some weights. But you know, I can't do that here. So I definitely miss the convenience and just, you know, being around friends all the time.
Yeah, that's what I would say. Probably the being around friends part. You know, having roommates where you can come home from class and just kind of hang out with your buddies. That's what I miss probably most about it.
Award seasons when I had roommates, like watching the red carpet and just like, I love award season. And, you know, watching it with your friends is so much fun. But, you know, unfortunately, we're not in college anymore.
I know, very
Everyone's
sad.
like 20 minutes away from me, and that's so sad.
Yeah, also just being close to everyone, too.
Yeah.
That was very nice about college.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got. Taylo coming back with I miss pasta day in the dining hall and cram jam before finals week. That pasta day sounds like a really good day. I could go for some pasta.
Yeah, we had a pasta, like Thursday night was pasta night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And cramming before finals,
Like,
that's...
I didn't have to cook. Oh, that's another one. I
Yeah.
didn't have to cook back then.
Oh,
you know?
huge.
Huge. Now I have to cook every day. Maybe
It's
I
not
should change
fun.
my answer. I didn't
Not
have,
having to cook.
Not having to cook.
Yeah, that is pretty huge.
Well, it looks like the Gladiators getting back here to head back onto the ice, and we will see you after the break. Again, that is the Gladiators 3, 17 shots on goal. The Everblades 1 with 25 shots on goal. So Andrew will be joined with Guy Carenzo when we get back from the break with that third period.
More than just cookies.
Desserts now in rotation.
The Atlanta Gladiators lead the Florida Everblades 3-1 heading into the third period here at Gas South Arena. Gladiators have the upper hand in the final frame and a big one in the South Division. This is the 5th of 7 meetings between these two clubs this season. Atlanta 3-1 in the prior 4 against these Everblades. With a win tonight, the Gladiators can secure a victory in the season series. Next 2 games between these two teams will both be at Gas South Arena. The reunion will be in March on the 11th and 12th, and that March 11th game is a school game in the early AM between the Everblades and the Gladiators. So it'll be about a month until these two teams see each other again. If you've got something to say, got something to do, make a statement here in the third period. This is it. The Atlanta Gladiators looking to show the world what they're all about. Looking to take control of first place in the South Division. Power play goal from Alex Young, and the first pro goal in the career of Riley Appelt had them up 2-0. In the first, Reed Duke scored to make it 2-1, and in the second period, Carson Denemy scored on a delayed penalty to make it a 3-1 score here atop the third. Puck will shuffle down behind Hyder. Gladiators take it up ice. Nychuk surveys, keeps it himself, gains the red line, and puts it on goal, forces Cranley to make a stick save. He'll swipe it to his left. Puck will roll behind him. Everblades look up ice. Clearing attempt. Hits the stick of Sandbrook. Springs Burns into action. Burns to the backhand. Robbery from Cranley. Oh, it was a great move from Mickey Burns off the turnover. Tried to go glove hand on Cranley on the backhand. And Cranley makes a sensational save to keep it a 2-goal game. And we'll remember that one, Andrew.
Yep.
As this game is certainly going to go right down to the wire. Cranley keeps the Gladiators from adding to their lead.
Yeah, it was a great keep in there by O'Brien, chipping that one in deep for Burns. Burns grabs it, going from left to right, pulls it to his backhand, but a great save by Cranley.
Flying up ice is Lambden. Shot is absorbed like a sponge by Hyder. 1:04 into the third. And here in this game, Andrew, we've seen the Everblades at times try and take flight in the transition game, and I feel like the Gladiators, while they are letting them in on those zone entries, are doing a nice job of breaking up plays once they get to the net front, and in some cases, keeping them to the outside.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job of, in that second period and the start of this third period, they're making it really easy for Hyder to see shots. They're keeping them to the outside, and they're making the saves a lot easier for Hyder.
Yoder pelts it off the far wall out to the neutral zone. It'll end up rolling back to him. He'll glide it across to Jarvis. He feathers the puck up ice off the stick of Lambden, and that was all on the wrong side of the red line, and so it ends up being an icing on the Gladiators. 1:20 into the third period.
Jarvis not happy with the linesman there. I'm not sure what his...
Yeah, Jarvis, I think, is
complaint
trying to say
there.
that dump and hit the stick of the Everblade, but it was on the opposite side of the red line, so it is a good call. It is an icing. Unless there's something else that he is protesting. Either way, face off to the right of Hyder. Tied up off the draw. Young able to slither away. Scoots it to the line, but it's held in by Henry. They whirl it around to the right wing. Sylvester helps it out to the neutral zone. And the Gladiators up by 2 here. We'll see how aggressive they will be to try and add to their lead, or if they will just set up their structure and try and close the Everblades out here in this third period. That was the case last night in Greensboro. Gladiators had a 5-3 lead after 2. Ended up adding an empty netter to the 6-3 final. Zorzek barrels to the right wing, takes a shot that goes wide of Cranley. I believe it hit a stick on its way towards the Everblade netminder as Sippelin looks to center out of the near corner. That is broken up, and out of the fray comes Landry. Weave his way to the neutral zone. Pass up ice away from Chow. Hyder to the trapezoid to play it. He'll backhand it to his right. Fresh off the bench is Needham. Long shot, turned away by Hyder. Juggled in front. Pinball right in front of Hyder. And they're able to just bat it out to the neutral zone. What a weird play. And was all below the crossbar too, so no high sticks, just a couple of bats on both sides. And all in all, the Gladiators able to get the clear. And the ensuing re-entry by the Everblades. Hyder will scoop up the puck. 17:26 left in the third.
Looked like the boys were playing a little bit of volleyball there. Puck was in the air for a couple of seconds.
Well, the Atlanta Vibe have been in town while the Gladiators have been gone, so this building used for volleyball and also lacrosse, also the home of the Georgia Swarm. And for the Gladiators, they are back at home for the first time in a long time, almost 2 weeks since the Gladiators have been in town, and almost 3 weeks since they last played a home game. Carabia from the right wing, able to steer it out the center. Allen is there, turns up ice, tries to create some separation, and from the red line, will just waffle it down to Hyder. He'll slow it down, centering feed from the corner, broken up in front. Landry takes a bid from the blue line, that goes wide. And now O'Brien has the loose puck. He'll float it to the neutral zone where it's simmered down by Chow. He'll cut to the high slot, drop it off to Allen. Shot from the right point, screeches wide of Hyder. McNamee gets a stick on it. Burns as well. Chops it off the far wall out to the neutral zone. Everblades come back in. It's Allen again. Around the right wing to the left. Neuber with it. Checked by a Pelt. Puck will trickle to the corner. Neuber's got it back on his forehand. Flies to the line and trades it off for a shot that bounces towards Hyder. But on red alert, he is able to snag it with 16:28 left in the third. Faceoff will be to the right of Ethan Hyder, and unfortunately, Andrew, I don't see Ryan Conroy on the Gladiators bench here in the third period. Remember, he took a shot up high about midway through the second period and was leaking some blood, and he has not returned to the game since, and we'll keep an eye out for him. Appelt charging down the right wing. Chips the puck into the corner. Everblades are able to strip it away, and they quickly look to move up ice. Nychuk slaps it off the stick of Sillinger. Wheels it left wing for a shot. That's grabbed by Hyder, and he sprawls out to squeeze that one. And afterwards, Yoder getting into it with Cooper. And they will exchange pleasantries with 16:07 left in the third.
Yeah, really good save there by Hyder.
It looks like Neuber and Appelt John at each other. I think Neuber wanted to go, and Appelt maybe thinking the better of that for now. Both teams will swap out men, and we'll see a face-off to the right of Hyder. But we'll keep an eye on Neuber and Appelt as the night goes on. And I encourage you, while he did score a goal here tonight, Riley Appelt If you search his name into YouTube, you will find some pretty good stuff. Big-time fighter back in his junior days. Spent 4 years at Grant McEwen University. And again, just look up his name on YouTube, and you'll see some awesome fights on the Hockey Fights page. He can let those fists fly. And it's been a while since he was able to do it. You can't fight in Canadian college, so at Grant McEwen, wasn't able to get to that aspect of his game, but he certainly can in the ECHL. And he did fight John Parker Jones on the first game of the month in Greenville on the 2nd. I should say first game of the year in that wacky 7-4 win. He has since headed off from the left wing. Young digs it out of a pileup, floats it to the neutral zone for Walter, grabs it on the fly, backhands it to Young for a shot, sticked away by Cranley. Walter from the right wing half wall tries to spear it to the line. Everblades were able to sniff that out. Into action is Penny. From the right wing, pulls up and shoots. Hyder scoops up the low line drive. 15-16 to go in the third.
Yeah, right before that little scrum there with a pelt in Nuber, it was a really good save by Hyder. Had Sillinger bearing down on him there. Sillinger didn't really have an option to pass, and Hyder knew that. Hyder steps out to the top of his crease, makes himself big, and didn't give Sillinger any room to shoot there. Really good save by Hyder.
Face off on the near circle. Cipollone will take it, wins it to Jarvis. Orzek now, needs some speed on the right wing. Try to hit Francis up ice. Puck jumbles to Denemy. He will just pitch it back to Jarvis. Now Orzek on the right wing again, gains the red line and rolls it towards the end wall. Everblades hack it off the near wall to Nurse. Centering feed, flagged down by Betts. He'll help it to the left wing for a shot. Kick save Hyder. And the rebound is mopped up by Denemy. Puck goes the length of the ice, no icing. Cranley will handle. Gladiators get a line change in, as Allen will jumpstart things for Florida from the back end. Leaves it for Landry, waiting behind Cranley. Landry forced to roll out to his left. Looking for a man up ice. Everblades will just tip it into the right of Hyder. Big collision behind the net. Yoder throws a big-time check on Chow. Puck will go into the near corner now. Yoder digging for it. Chow able to peel it away. Shot by Sambrook. Goes behind the net. Arabia there defensively. Puck moves to the slot. Burns just wheels it behind the cage, trying to get it out of danger. Two Everblades sandwich him there. They strip the puck free. From low to high they go. Lansdale. Cross ice, shot by Sambrook. Hits the crossbar and stays out. 13:40 to go in the third. Puck rolls back out to center. Sambrook in on the right side. Softly off the wall to Chow. Takes in the return feed and shoots. Burns gets a stick on it. Puck goes out of play. And we pause. 6:30 into the third. Gladiators still lead 3-1 over the Everblades. We are back after this.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear. We made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down. We go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in, and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
Life's too short for ordinary whiskey. Make it infamous.
Now available at Mega Package Store, 2820 Lawrenceville, Sewanee Ward, 4 miles from Gas South Arena.
Gwinnett Fire and Emergency Services is ready to answer the call, but we'd rather prevent them. Our free home safety survey includes checking smoke alarms, identifying common hazards, and reviewing your family's home escape plan. Schedule yours today.
Gladiators lead by 2, 13:30 to go in the third period. 3-1 is your score. No goals yet here in the third period. Everblades trot out Cooper, Neuber, and Sillinger. Gladiators respond with their fourth line. Appelt, Nolan, and Scardina. Off the face-off, Nychuk quickly springs it up ice to Appelt. From the left wing, puck is slammed off his stick by Berzola. Scardina will handle with Neuber pressing. Now Orzek from the right wing. Whacks it on goal, covered up by Cranley. 13-12 to play in the third. And a bit of a sparring match. Appelt in the thick of it. And Neuber doing a bit of a flyby, looking to see what's going on over there.
I will say, Riley Appelt getting back into this lineup, been very noticeable tonight, obviously with the goal, but I just think he's really just playing his butt off, getting in on the forecheck really well, and obviously mixing it up with these scrums here after the whistle. He's been very noticeable for the Gladiators back in the lineup.
Face-off to the left of Cranley. Young will take the face-off. Sylvester to his left. Walter to his right. Orzek and Nychuk manning the blue line. Off the face-off, Orzek tries to chip it off the wall. Everblades able to fish it free, lob it up ice. And Neuber's gonna cut around the goal and center for a shot, and that is blocked by Orzek, standing in the slot. Everblades still whipping the puck around. Walter able to cut that off. Berzola pinching on the right wing, gets it back for Florida. They'll angle it off the wall. On the far side, Walter once more. Rainbows it out to the red line, where it's flagged out of the air by Young. On his forehand, shuttles the puck to the left wing for Sylvester. He'll take a shot. That's off the stick of Jones and out of play with 12:30 left in the third. Shot count 32-20 in favor of Florida, but the Gladiators have a 3-1 lead. Faceoff will be to the right of Cranley. Third line back out on the ice, and Denomy's been a nice job moving into this third line as Lind is out of the lineup. Has a goal here tonight. Take it in off the face-off victory from Cipolone and put a shot on goal for a blocker save by Cranley. Now he swats at it to keep the puck in the Florida zone. Landry forced to peel back. Angle it off the end wall to Allen. They'll slot it through the neutral zone where it hits a stick and goes out of play. 12:13 left in regulation. And this is going to be a neutral zone face-off in front of the Gladiators bench, led by head coach Matt Ginn, and he's got a nice maroon suit down there. Sharp look for the HC, and what a job he has done with this team. I mean, think about this. Last season, the Gladiators had a record of 28-35-7-2. They had 65 points, finished 6th in the South. This year, they've already matched their win total from last year in 39 games. They're 28-10-1 at this stage in the year. Just incredible stuff, what he and Zach Vanel have been able to do with this team this year. Gladiators looking to close this one out. 12 minutes left in the third. Still plenty of time for Florida as they look to work their way through the neutral zone. Denomy gets a stick on it, forces the Everblades back into their own end. Sambrook deals it to the left side. Everblades being very cautious here. Emmett Godical trying to find a way to crack this Gladiators defense. Remember, the one goal that they did score from Duke was a shot that caught Hyder by surprise from the right wing wall. Betts centers the trailer, has a shot. Hyder fights it off. Rebound to his right. Carabia is able to take it to the corner wall. Shot was taken by Lansdale. Now McNamee is checked. Fans think there should be a penalty there. Doesn't appear like we have one. Puck rolls around to the near corner. O'Brien gets a stick on it, sauces it to Burns. He'll whip it to the neutral zone. McNamee chases it in a race with Lansdale. Everblades are going to win that battle, as Sambrook will handle. He'll pass it to his left. Down to the trapezoid it goes. Hyder spins it to his right. Gladiators will end up icing the puck on an errant pass with 10:43 left in the third.
Yep, Florida's starting to push here a little bit. Couple of good shifts strung together here for the Everblades, but Hyder's made some huge saves to keep the Gladiators ahead by 2 here. Gladiators got to get out of their zone a little bit cleaner here.
Face off to the right of Hyder. O'Brien will take this face off. Florida will win it. Henry. Touch pass to Berzola. He tried to walk the line. Gladiators thought he was out. Eagle Eye linesman says, no, it's a good play. And so from the end wall, the Gladiators try and wrestle it away from Chow, but the captain able to hang on. Second opportunity working in the corners. O'Brien can't get it out. Shot by Berzola. Whistles wide. The rebound put through the slot. And Atlanta is able to sweep it away. But again, Florida holds it at the line. From the left circle, centering feed by Romano. Is snapped up by Hyder. Throws out the glove to reel it in. 10:09 to go in the third. And Andrew, I think the Gladiators might have gotten away with a tripping penalty there.
Oh,
Chow moving to his left. Ends up taking a spill and no call there. And so the Gladiators, he'll take it. But it feels like in this game, Andrew, with the Everblades pressing the way that they are, it's only a matter of time with the way that they forecheck and the way that they play. It's only a matter of time where I feel like they draw a penalty here in this third period. And I feel like that special teams battle is going to come back into the picture here in the third.
Oh, yeah, it definitely will. Pelt there, getting his stick caught in the skates of the Everblade. Forward, takes him down, no call. Everblade's bench wasn't very happy about it, but we play 5-on-5.
Loose puck to Sylvester, springs it up to Young, drifting to the left wing wall on his backhand, able to fend off Landry. Exchange with Walter. Climbs up to the line for a shot by Jarvis. That goes well wide of Cranley. And now the Everblades have possession. And now they turn it over. Walter from the right wing deals it to Young. Centering feed, broken up. Goes to the high slot. Play held in by Orzek. Walter feeds it for a one-timer. That is handled by Cranley from Jarvis. This game is going to come right down to the wire, and it wouldn't be a classic Gladiators game if it didn't. 9:28 to go in the third period. Atlanta leads 3-1. We are back after this.
It's game day and Bucky's ready for action. From the moment he pulls up, it's all smiles, high fives, and Beaver Toyota pride. A quick stop for snacks and he's game ready. The energy in the arena starts to build because when Beaver Toyota and the Gladiators team up, the fun and excitement never stop. Catch Bucky at the next Gladiators game or visit us anytime at beavertoyotacoming.com.
9:28 to go in the third period. Gladiators lead 3-1. No goals so far here in the third period. And for much of this game, Andrew, the Gladiators have been playing without Ryan Conroy, so they're down to 5 defensemen. About midway through the second period, Conroy took a shot up high. He has not returned to the game since. And despite all this, the Gladiators here in the third period have weathered the storm, but feels like Florida pressing more and more as time dwindles down. It is going to be an exciting ride to the finish. Offensive zone face-off for the Gladiators. Cipollone out there with the third line will take it. His opponent is Penny. Cipollone wins it. Nychuk at the line, quickly feeds it to his right. They'll angle it off the end wall. Orzek took a check from Jones. That's why the crowd was up in arms. Florida takes the loose puck, motors up ice. Penny slammed off of it by Orzek, but he continues to bulldoze his way in. They'll shuffle it to the right wing for Sambrook. Exchange goes awry in the trapezoid. Nychuk is there, deals it to Francis. up ice, looking for Denemy. Tad offline, but it does shave off more time. 8:59 to go in the third. Orzek from behind Hyder. Steers it out to the neutral zone. Active stick by Cipollone. Gets in front of a pass from Berzola. Wanted Duke on the right wing. The lone Florida goal scorer here tonight. There's Berzola again. In on the right wing. Drops it off the wall. Sniffed out by O'Brien. He'll sauce it up ice. McNamee off the wall. Has some space. Peels up. Looking for some help. And is able to spring in a little bit deeper for Mickey Burns. The Mercyhurst product puts it to the line. Jarvis across for a shot. Into the glove of Cranley from Carabia with 8:17 left in regulation.
Yeah, nice shift by the second line here. McNamee able to get the puck in deep. Cycle it low with Burns, work it up high, get a shot from the point, whistle in the Everblades end, and a face-off in the Everblades end. If you're the Gladiators, you're up 2 goals. That's a perfect shift there. You keep it as far away from your net as possible and keep wearing down the Everblades here. Try and burn off these last 8.5 minutes.
For Florida, this is the first game of a 3-game road trip. They go to Savannah after this. They'll have an off day tomorrow. And then they will play the Ghost Pirates on Friday night. For the Gladiators, they will welcome the Jacksonville Icemen here for a Friday night contest. And for the Gladiators, these division games are always important, but it's going to get even more important because they do have some out-of-division games against the Adirondack Thunder next weekend for the Love on the Ice weekend with games on the 13th, 14th, and 16th. Make sure you check out AtlantaGladiators.com for all the promos. The Teddy Bear Toss game is on the 14th, presented by Beaver Toyota. Nurse from the right wing pulls up, backhand shot off the stick of Jarvis and wide. A little over 8 minutes left. As Jarvis springs it through the neutral zone. And it'll trickle back to Florida ice. And Jarvis barking, looking for a penalty as he was checked by Betts. And Betts takes a shot at Carabia in the neutral zone. He's dropped its stick. Meanwhile, Berzola shoots, and that goes wide of Hyder. Now on the near side again, Jarvis tries to force the puck out to the neutral zone. Berzola with the keep, sauces it down low, centering feed, makes its way to the blue paint. Gladiators mop it away. The right wing Berzola pinches, looks to center. Gladiators got a stick on it, toss it to the line, but not out. Good keep by Lambden, ends up rolling to Jarvis, and he will pitch it out to the neutral zone. Florida forced to reset. Everblades bottled up on the zone entry. Now they get in as Romano stops at the half wall. Sylvester takes it away from on the near side. Finds Walter up ice. They'll smack it to Cranley from behind the cage. Pump fake, backhand. Locates Needham, and now he turns it over. Young to the goal. Needham gets there on the back check, hauls him down, and Florida goes up ice. Trying to hit Romano on the run. He will cut to the net and shoot. Save. Hyder, the rebound available, but not for long. Hyder able to cover, and afterwards, Nolan caught in a pinch in the near corner. Blood boils, and Alex Young caught in a scuffle on the near side. Alex Young, not necessarily known as a fighter. If I'm not mistaken, somebody's gloves dropped. And meanwhile, back in the corner, there's still something going on. Young still got his gloves on. And Allen is jawing at, I believe that's Riley Appelt down there. It is. Allen wants a piece of Appelt. And the 2 linesmen, it is a 4-man crew tonight. 2 linesmen able to break that up. And Appelt barking at Allen is going to be escorted away from that pile. And now Young and Landry, along with Chow, getting back into it. And it looks like Allen is going to be sent towards the Florida bench. And this is going to get interesting, Andrew. With 6:39 left in the third period, we talked about how the special teams battle might come into effect here down the stretch, and this might be it.
Yep, Allen straight down the tunnel. Looks like his night might be over.
And we'll see what the sentences are and how they will hand these out. Appel is going to sit for the Gladiators. But that's any indicator of what we might see here. And meanwhile, Cody Sylvester is going to do a little bit of eavesdropping, and he will wait patiently for the verdict from our four-man crew.
Yeah, this whole play started. Everblades get a good opportunity on net. Rebound sitting there in Hyder's crease. Landry comes in, tries to take a whack at it. Hyder quickly covers it. And I believe it was Nychuk Appelt. One of those guys was not happy about the whack that Landry took.
I think it was Ryan
Hyder.
Nolan.
Oh, yeah, you're correct.
Everybody
it was Ryan Nolan.
Kind of converged on him in the near corner, and out of all that, everybody had a dance partner. And so we shall see what comes out of this. For now, it's just a pelt in the box for the Gladiators. And I almost wonder, Andrew, if these penalties might offset between Allen and Appel.
Well, what makes me think they might not is Allen got sent down the tunnel and Appelt's only sitting in the box. So I'm not sure how they could even off when one guy's night's over and Appelt's sitting in the box.
I mean, if it's a 10-minute misconduct, though,
True.
Allen might just head to the tunnel since his night would be done anyway. For Riley Appelt, he may have been given the option to either stay in the box or go down the tunnel. This team up by 2. Maybe that's what he chose. I mean, at this point, we're just making educated guesses as we wait for the official verdict downstairs. And unfortunately, in these situations, we're usually the last people to get the information. But it is a four-man crew, so we have 2 referees. Chaz Nochi, where number 33 is talking to Matt Ginn, who is doing a little speaking with his hands here. Now Brad Ralph, the head coach of the Everblades, a bit more calm. Gets an explanation, it's a quick one. Meanwhile, our other referee, Coltrane Wilson, speaking with Cody Sylvester, and Appel is standing up in the box, Andrew, and I wonder if he might leave.
Yeah. It looks like the Gladiators are going to be short.
And Nolan now sent to the box. And here we go, Andrew. This is one of those instances where I hate being right. Everblades to the power play. And we mentioned before how special teams might play a factor down the line. Here you go. 6:39 to go. Nolan in the box. Riley Appel as well. Allen out of the game. Remember, Florida did only dress 5 defensemen, so now they're down to 4 for the rest of this one. As they look to pull within 1 here, as the Gladiators are off to the Beaver Toyota Mazda penalty kill. Gladiators are 1 for 1 in the PK so far tonight. Face off to the right of Hyder. Cipollone wins the draw. Nychuk pump fake, tries to sauce it out, but doesn't have enough muscle. Everblades have it. At the left point, it's Sambrook looking downhill. Feeds it to his left. Chow down low from the slot. Couldn't get a shot away. Gladiators had him covered defensively. And now a pass from low to high, hits a stick, and jumbles out to the neutral zone.
Nice job by Cipollone there, breaking up that play in the slot and then deflecting the puck out of the zone. Really good start to this kill for Joey Cipollone and the Gladiators.
Romano flies in on the right side. Jarvis, great read, able to strip it away and mail it down to Cranley. 6 minutes left in the third. Already 40 seconds gone by, and the penalty to Nolan. Still no word yet on what the official penalties were, as Sambrook at the left point feeds it to his left. Shot from there, hits a stick and goes out of play with 5:44 left in the third and 1:06 left on the Everblade power play. Penalty killers on the ice for Atlanta. O'Brien, Carabia, Jarvis, and Denemy. And it looks like O'Brien's actually going to go off. Scardina will come on. Either way, it's 2 forwards, 2 defensemen for Atlanta. Face off to the right of Hyder. Scardina to take this face off, going up against Jet Jones. Jones wins it from the left point. He'll feed it to the circle. Touch, pass, back and forth. Cooper to the point to Sillinger. Now Henry waiting at the line. Feeds it to his right. Betts from the circle. Drifts up high. Returns it to Landry. Looking towards the net. Doesn't shoot. Feeds it across for a shot by Sillinger. And Denemy absorbs it. Good shot block there. Florida forced to the outside. And now here's a turnover. Jarvis with the takeaway. And he will clear. What a great shift on the PK for Andrew Jarvis. 2 clears for him. He's off to the bench. 30 seconds left on Florida's power play. Duke cuts in. Quick pass across. Cipollone gets in front of it. And Scardina, make that Nychuk, will clear.
Really nice play by Cipollone there, using his skates to break up that pass and force the clear for the Gladiators. Great job on this kill so far by the Glads.
Berzola over center circle, has some speed, tries to go right down the middle. Conroy back on the ice, wearing a bubble, creates the takeaway and clears. Good to see Ryan Conroy back out on the ice. Wasn't going to miss the end of this one. Gladiators back to full strength. Nolan out of the box. Sillinger cuts to the goal. Puck is squashed off his stick. The trailer's Berzola. He fires. Hyder locates the puck. And it ended up in the back of the net, but the official call on the ice is no goal. So the referee waiting behind the net, that was Coltrane Wilson. He says no goal. And they might take this to review.
Have a discussion here. What it looked like to me, it looked like puck came in on net. There was a little scrum out front. Referee lost sight of it, blows the play dead. And then it ends up in the net.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Hyder had it, Andrew. And so I guess the question is when was the whistle blown? That's not something you can review on the iPad because there is no audio there. So and the clock isn't synced up as well. So this is going to be a conversation, and we'll see what they determine. Again, the call on the ice, no goal. And this is going to be a big game changer with this call. 4:20 to go in the third period. And we don't get an official signal, but the 2 coaches will each get an explanation from the 2 referees. Matt Ginn for the Gladiators, Brad Ralph for the Everblades. Ginn in year 1 as the bench boss for the Gladiators. Ralph in his 10th with the Everblades. And I believe the call on the ice will stand. No goal. The faceoff will be to the right of Hyder. I believe we're actually in our under 6 timeout, but can't step away from this. I think we got to keep it here. Now we will step away. Gladiators lead at 3-1 with 4:20 left in the third period. We're back in 30 seconds on the Gladiators Broadcast Network. .420 to go in the third period. Gladiators 3. 4:20 to go in the third period. Gladiators 3, Everblades 1. And the penalties from the sequence that led to the Everblades going to the power play, it was 2 minutes to Allen for roughing and a game misconduct for continuing an altercation. And 2 minutes to Riley Appel for roughing, and Nolan got 2 for roughing as well. So you do the math, sent the Everblades to the power play, but the biggest thing out of all that, Andrew, Gladiators got the kill, and they still have the lead by 2. 3-1 with 4:20 to go. Face off to the right of Hyder. Everblades win it from the line. They distribute to the right. Lambden to Sambrook, rotating to the left wing now. Sillinger handles, returns it to Sambrook. Now at the right corner, it's Lambden. Looking towards the net, floats it back up high. Sambrook to Sillinger. They'll trade places. Sambrook fires, shot is blocked by Young. Held in at the line, Romano. To the near corner, and back up top. Romano again, looking to his left, feeds it to his right from the right circle. Chow shoots, save, Hyder, the rebound, put off the body of Jarvis and wide. Romano at the line, net empty for Florida, 6-on-5 for the Everblades. Long shot by Romano, blocked by Sylvester. He'll hack it back out to the neutral zone. Cranley has left the cage, net is vacant. Everblades down by 2. Trying to climb back into this one. Puck will go out of play in the Gladiators zone with 3:17 left in the third. And Everblades down by 2, Andrew. Do, I think, in my opinion, pull the goalie relatively early, around the 4-minute mark left in the third. Bit gutsy from Brad Ralph, but then again, he's been there, done that.
Yep.
He does have 3 rings with this team to his name. Why not?
Yeah, you're already down 2. Might as well. You had a face-off in the Gladiator zone. Florida's been good on the face-offs all night. They were able to get possession there and a couple of good opportunities with the extra man, so.
Face-off to the left of O'Brien. Conroy and Nurse swatting at each other at the draw. Florida's won another. Landry drifting left. Feeds it to Duke at the point, fires. Blocked by Conroy. Puts it to the empty net, and that goes wide on the near side. Icing on the Gladiators with 3:04 to go. What a story that would have been if Conroy was able to come back into the game and ice it with an empty net goal. Just a bit outside.
That's exactly what he was going for.
But how about that guy, man? I mean, coming back into the game
Warrior.
after eating a shot with his face, got the bubble on, wasn't going to miss the end of it. That's how tough that guy is. He'll remain on the ice. Off the ensuing face-off, Florida's got it again from the right point. Landry serves it down low. Bottle up in the corner was Betts. Nychuk with the takeaway. Denemy clears to the line, but not out. Florida back across from the left circle. Duke shoots, blocked in front by Conroy. Puck is swept to the outside. Now from behind the cage, they center, and Hyder leaps on top of it with 2:43 to play. And now Nurse going at it with Conroy. Those two jockeying after the whistle. It seems like after every stoppage of play, these two teams jawing at each other. But Florida looks to center from below the goal line. Actually hit the skate of the defenseman and rolled in on Hyder, who was able to sweep it up. And now the Everblades forced to change personnel here. That group had been out there for a long time, and so the scary part about that is that wasn't Florida's best bunch. This is it. Romano, Chow, Lambden, Jones, Needham, Sambrook. That is the 6 for Florida with the net still empty. Face-off to the right of Hyder. For Atlanta, it is Young to take the face-off with Conroy, Nychuk, Nolan, and Sylvester. Playoff-type atmosphere in this game. Everblades win it from the right point. Lambden fakes a shot. Deals it to the line for Sambrook. He'll shuffle it to his left for Romano. Return to Sambrook. Long shot blocked by Nolan. Puck hangs in the zone, though. Now from the left point, Romano downhill. Behind the net is Needham. Rotates the puck with Chow. Needham with it again. Climbs up the far side. Stops. Has a man at the goal line. From low to high they go. Shot is blocked. Sylvester has the loose puck. Net is empty. He'll put it that way, but not nearly enough mustard on that one. Everblades intercept, and they keep possession. 2 minutes to go. Gladiators lead 3-1. Here is Romano from the right wing, staring towards the net, takes a shot, and Hyder vacuums it up with 1:53 to go.
Guy, how many block shots have we seen tonight from the Gladiators? It's just been absolutely awesome to watch these guys sacrifice their body. And as you said, this game with a playoff-type atmosphere, with a division opponent who's ahead of you by 1 point in the standings, first place on the division, on the line in this game, and they're just going out there sacrificing their bodies, eating every puck. It's just awesome to watch.
It's incredible. I mean, they just soak up so many shots. And that is the mark of a team that is hungry to win. And I have no doubt in my mind that while this game is being played at the beginning of February, they'll see each other again in March. Might be a rematch in April or May with the way these two teams are playing. Shot from the line, kicked away by Hyder. From the left wing, it's Duke. Slaps it across, passes intercepted. Cipollone throws it to the neutral zone. Won't make its way to the empty cage. 1:33 to play. Everblades, trouble on the zone entry. They'll come in on the left side. Tapping it in is Betts. Get to it first at the end wall. Knock it up the far side. Cipollone tries to soccer it out. Held in at the point for a shot that goes over the head of Hyder. Now Berzola from the right wing half wall. Feeds it down low. Puck will bounce to the slot. Gladiators try and punch it out, but Landry keeps it in. Slap shot from the left point goes wide. Atlanta hammers out to center. And that will be an icing with 59.4 to go. And the Gladiators up by 2 in the final minute. This crowd can almost taste it. But I don't think they're out of the woods yet. You don't want to speak too soon in a game like this, but the Gladiators have played really well defensively since the miscue on the goal from Duke back in the first period. Face off to the right of Hyder. Cipollone will take it against Jet Jones. Again, 6-on-5 for Florida. Net is empty. Everblades win the face-off. They shoot it on goal. Hyder makes the save. Lambden from the line. Distributes to his left. Chow fires. Hyder stops it. Second opportunity off the side of the cage. Hyder fights off another from the right wing. Sambrook has the pass across blocked. Lambden operating out of the near corner. Almost turns the puck over, and we have a penalty here with 38.2 to go. It's going to be an interference call, and the question is who's it going on?
I believe it's on Yoder.
And you're right. Gladiators to the Beaver Toyota Mazda penalty kill. So, Andrew, I guess the question now is there enough time? Everblades down by 2. They have a power play now. Realistically, time's not on their side, but never say never, right? I mean, it is possible. Yep. But I think they need to win this face-off here to the right of Hyder first to have any kind of shot of making that a reality. Cipollone to duel against Jones again. Jones wins it. Off the face-off, they shoot. Hyder kicks it away. Burns chops at it, and it goes into his own bench with 31.2 to go.
The only positive out of this, if you're the Gladiators, being down 6-on-4, is now you can ice the puck without actually taking an icing. You don't have to worry about taking an icing and then getting caught in your own zone. You can actually ice the puck and burn time off the clock here.
It'll be Cipollone and Jones for the 3rd time on this sequence. Again, face off to the right of Hyder. This time Cipollone wins it. Conroy pins up the puck in the far corner. Everblades probing, trying to dig it free. 23 seconds to go. Great job by Conroy. Tries to chop it along to avoid a whistle. It's a pile-up. 14 seconds to go. Time dwindling down. Everblades sneak free. Needham kicks it to Romano. Swatting along the left wing. Burns with a takeaway. Puts it towards the empty net. It will go wide. But the Gladiators get the job done. First place in the South belongs to Atlanta. They take down the Everblades by the final score of 3-1. For the first time since November 8th, the Atlanta Gladiators are leaders of the South Division. They have now secured the season series 4-1 over Florida. They bounce back after a nasty 5-1 loss on Saturday. Ethan Hyder silences the doubters. He stops 39 of 40 in this victory for the Gladiators. Atlanta defends home ice. They improved to 29-10-1. 59 points, has them leapfrogged over Florida, who falls to 26-10, 5-1. Everblades dropped a second in the South. And for now, the road through the South runs through the Coliseum. Gladiators put together maybe their best game of the season yet. Playoff type atmosphere, tough opponent, divisional opponent comes to town, Andrew, and the Gladiators take care of business.
What a win. What a game by Ethan Hyder. The Gladiators went into that third period with a 3-1 lead, and they just absolutely shut it down. Hyder especially made some huge saves in that third period to hold on to the 2-goal lead. And as I said towards the end of the game, the Gladiators just sacrificing their body, eating pucks left and right, trying to not let them get to Hyder, and doing a great job of playing defense in that third period.
This Gladiators win was a full team effort, and we've said at times this year that it really starts between the pipes. Ethan Hyder stops 39 of 40. Coming up next here from the Coliseum, it will be the 3 stars of the game. They will come out onto the ice any moment from now. I don't want to spoil the show here. I do know who they are, but I'm not going to spoil it here. Big night for the Gladiators. 3-1 win over the Florida Everblades. Gladiators